Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to Seamless Bridge. Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to the United Stand for a brand new season as Manchester United entertain Wolverhampton Wanderers. It's time for Manchester United in the Premier League. Here we go, says Ossian. Here we do go. We are ready to go, and I can't wait to get ready. I can't wait to see Manchester United play. Look, nothing's going to please me more if we see Mason Mount Anthony and everybody else that people want to get written off. Who I'd love to see him have a good game tonight. I really would. We've got Anana as well. This is what matters. I've enjoyed pre-season. I'm not going to pretend that I don't. I'm not going to be one of them people who fake it. Oh, did you really enjoy it? Yes. Was it real? Yes. No, it wasn't. No, I did really enjoy it. And I've got my FPL. I've got me Anana, I've got me Bruno, and I've got me Rashford. So I'm hoping for that as well. I've gone with a 3-0 win, like a lot of you have as well. And I'm genuinely very, very excited about this. So let's get ready to rumble. As you can see, that's the team. I know Beth and Adam have been talking about it. Very predictable team. I don't think we expected anything different. Anana in goal, obviously Wan-Bissaka at right back. It could have been Delo. It could have been Delo, actually. If we're being honest, it could have been Delo. We've got... who else we've got? Luke Shaw, obviously, Varane, Martinez, Casemiro. Very strong back five. That very, very, very strong back six. If you put Casemiro in front of it. Against Wolves, we should have a lot of the ball. Mount, Bruno, Garnacho starting, Rashford, and also Anthony. I mean, I just want to take a moment. I just want to take a moment here and say, you know what? This is fantastic for Garnacho. I mean, his ceiling is unknown. It's like looking up to the night sky. Where's the ceiling? It's limitless. It's absolutely limitless. We don't know what this guy's ceiling is. And he's starting games for Manchester United ahead of a £75 million player called Jadon Sancho. So, look, whether you agree with that or not, that's what Garnacho's doing. It's such an opportunity to start the season in a home game at Old Trafford. I'm really excited about it, and I hope Mason Mount does have a game. I hope Mason Mount does have a really good game. I really, really do. I want to see United go out there and put a really good performance in, because you know what? It's not just about the opening game of the season anymore for me. This is actually about what's coming next. And I was quite impressed with Spurs yesterday. We've got Spurs on Thursday. And I think that, on Saturday night, and it's interesting to see what they're going, what could happen with that. So, yeah, very, very excited to see what can happen. A few people talking about the bench. Harry Maguire is on the bench. Now, I'm quite surprised about that. There is talk that Man United are taking too long to sell Harry Maguire and that it could fall through. That is terrifying, really is terrifying. But the bench is Dean Henderson on the bench, Delo, Lindelof. I mean, there's a lot. To be honest, I must be honest, there's probably 5 players on that bench I'd like to sell. I'm not going to give you the names away because we're not going to be negative tonight. But you've got Henderson, Delo, Lindelof, Maguire, Ericsson, McTominay, Pellistri, Martial, Sancho. It's a strong bench. There's just a few players on there I don't want to be there, but it's a strong bench, and this is why, for me, I think we need to buy a couple more players. But look, Maguire is on the bench, and that in itself is a bit of a risk to a move, because what if you play him and he gets injured? But look, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the first team. Obviously, Dean Henderson's on the bench. A few people talking about that. I mean, he's not going to get picked, is he? But look, very, 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 very excited about this one, and I think it should be quite straightforward. McTominay's back on the bench as well. Yep. New season. Hope we get off on the right foot. I'm expecting a 2nd or 3rd place finish. Come on, United, says iClass. First things first, we've got to go and beat Wolves tonight. I think that I want a goal in the first half an hour, if I'm being honest. Reminds me a lot of Arsenal's game against Forest on Saturday, where they got that goal just on half an hour, and it just calms the nerves a little bit. And looking at that Wolves side, Sarr, Semedo, Kilman, Dawson, Altnouri, Nunez, Gomez, Lamina, Neto, Sarabia, and Kuna. I mean, a lot of people are writing. I this is not That's Football. I appreciate that, but a lot of people are writing off the Spurs side. Sorry, not the Spurs side, the Wolves side to get relegated. It's not actually that bad. Man for man, it's not that bad. You look at the bench: Doherty, Traore, Hichan, Kalajic. He was a player we were linked to. Fabio Silva. They've got some. They've got. What I'm trying to say about. Look, I think we've got to beat them tonight. I'm not gonna mess about with that one, Frank. But I think we've got to win tonight. But I also think that. What the hell have Sky Sports got on? Fucking hell, surely they can afford something. Are you watching this rubbish? Flick it on if you can. I've never seen such crap in all my life. They've got the rights to fucking Sky Sports. You've got the rights to football, lads. This is like some computer program from the 90s. Have you seen it? My God. I can't believe it's like iRobot. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. I can't believe it's on Sky. Anyway, evening all, good people, new season with the amazing community, says Matthias. Yep. But look, I don't think Wolves are as bad as some people are making out, and I don't think they'll get relegated. But it's not a bad side. We might be over egging the pudding a little bit, thinking that they're going to get relegated and they're going to be rubbish. However, in relation to tonight, I don't think they'll get relegated in relation to the season, but in relation to tonight, I think that we've got to go out there and win 3 or 4-0. So get your predictions in. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're on the road to 708,000. It's been a good day on the United Stand. I did the morning show, and that's great. Oh God. I did the morning show. We've had Fabrizio Romano on the show as well, and now we've got a watch along. I actually really enjoyed that pre-show. We don't know whether we're going to keep it, but if you didn't see it, Countdown to Kickoff with Beth and Adam, I really enjoyed that. I quite liked that. I love that. I love the fan forum after my match reaction. I really enjoy listening to that, normally in bed, and not for any sinister reason. I'm just tired. I get into bed and I put it on, and I enjoyed Countdown to Kickoff as well. Good content on the United Stand. This is what we want. Can't beat Monday Night Football, but this AI first person player view is worse than a fart at a funeral. And I'm loving the new podcast, says James. Yeah, it looks absolutely shit. I don't know what they're doing, but we know what we're doing anyway. As for the podcast, Goldbridge Saves Football, episode 2's out tomorrow. Was recording a lot of it today, so ready to go tomorrow at 2:00. That will be coming out. Check it out on Spotify, iTunes. Download episode 1 and get ready for episode 2. Joshua Bowwater says, if he's watching, enjoyed the shows. Thanks to Charlie, and wish him all the best with what he does next for the community. Okay, Joshua, thank you. And loving the podcast, Goldie, says Ziz, and pre-show was great, mate, says Simon Tuvey. Really, really great to see all the feedback in relation to that. Mark, how reliable is James Ducker? He's staying. Seeing Maguire probably stays as we are stalling over a deal with West Ham. What are your thoughts? I think he will stay now. I do worry about the. I'm just going to double check that, but I worried about Ten Hag's comments about challenging him to stay. I don't really understand what that was all about. I don't know where James Ducker is saying this about Maguire, by the way. I'm looking for a source on it. But look, if Harry Maguire stays at Man United, he's a prat. I'm sorry. And look, I use the word prat for anything. If I spill the milk on the coffee table, I say you're a prat to myself. So, but I think he's a prat. I think he's a genuine prat. You've got an opportunity to go and play first team football. You know why he's a prat? This is it. Mic drop moment. I watched Chelsea play yesterday. Colwell was left-sided centre-back against Liverpool and played brilliant. You next England squad, I think you should be dropped. I think Colwell should be playing. I think he's the future. I think he is better than you, and he's playing every week. You're going to sit on the bench at United and think you should be England's starting centre-back. You need to go and play, mate. And unless you've sat there praying that Varane and Lindelof both get injured, you're not good enough. So that's what I mean. I think he's an absolute prat if he stays at United. I really do. What? Because you want United to cover your wages. Deserves to lose his England spot if he stays at United, in my opinion. But it's not going to be down to me, is it? It's going to be down to everybody else. And Pavard's better than him. Tadebo's better than him. So, look, if we are moving forward, then we need to move forward. Jacob Steinberg, who is in The Guardian, has said that Maguire's exit from Manchester United is taking too long and West Ham are starting to look at alternatives. Well, it needs to hurry up. It needs to hurry up, doesn't it? Because, yeah, absolutely. Gary Neville has said, Eric Ten Hag has done his business early. I think they have done enough to maintain their position last year. If they were to win a trophy and finish in the top 3, that would be seen as success. I don't think he's done his business early, Gary. I think he's done some business early. I think there's a hell of a lot of business that should have been done and still needs to get done. Eric Ten Hag has said this: we have laid the foundations, but now we have to raise the bar, be better and improve the way we're playing. We also need to strengthen the squad. That's going to be music to the ears of Robert McCormack. He is desperate to see us play a better brand of football. I think we might see it tonight. That's what I think, Gary. More end production, says Ten Hag. More key actions, play more smart. For his first season, it was okay. This is about Anthony. I love this, what he said about Anthony, by the way. I want to see more end production. I want to see more key actions. I want to see him playing smarter. His first season, it was okay, but he's got to invest himself in the gym, working off the field, and I'm sure he will get that end production. I mean, that's bloody harsh. That's very harsh, isn't it? That's very harsh on Eric Ten Hag, from Eric Ten Hag on Anthony, but I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I really, really do, because it shows that he wants to see improvements in his players. On Garnacho, he said last season he improved a lot. He has huge potential. He's a threat one-on-one. He has the end product. He can't do it from the bench. He can do it from the bench, but I think he deserves the chance to do it for the first team. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm over the moon with that. Absolutely over the moon with that. And, I think it's great. I think it's great that Ten Hag is speaking so openly. He wants to raise the bar. That's what he wants to do. Oh, got a reminder that Man United are playing Wolves. Whoa, must have set that in August. Andy, thanks for your super chat anyway. Hi, Mark. I can't wait to see how we play. Do you think we will see the issues of last season? Sluggish at the start of the second half. Love the show, says Only Pockerman. Hopefully not. Hi, Mark. Can't wait to see Onana and Mount in action today. Any predictions for the game? I'm hoping we're going to play better football, Hornets, but I'd love to see Mason Mount score and Onana get a clean sheet. Hi, Mark. How do you think Casemiro will fare with stricter referees? Be getting a red card when attempting to shake the referee's hand at this rate, says Luke. Well, it'll be interesting to see if he's still being targeted. I've been a member for 6 months, says Ice Wolf Gaming. 3-0 Rashford hat-trick. Love the podcast, Mark. Take care. You too, mate. You too. My missus says I'll get lucky if we lose tonight to cheer me up. Don't know what to do for now, says Hassan. Can't you get really lucky if they win? And Oscar says, I'm going to my first United game at Old Trafford against Brighton in game week 5. Do you think Højlund will make his first start in that game? Love the show, says Oscar. I think there's a very, very big chance that Højlund will be back for the Forest game. That's I don't know where I've said that, but that's where I am, and I think he will be. I think he's ready to come back. He's just got to get his fitness up. I don't think his injury is anywhere near as bad as people are saying. I think United are just taking care. Elijah's done a super chat. Thank you for that. You can do it through the $sign. He says, I accidentally picked up a shift at work, so I'll be listening along with you good people while I deliver packages. Love from Texas, 2-0. Lovely Elijah. Thank you very much. King Nando is a new member as well. Thanks for joining the members club and supporting the channel. You'll get your little badge next to your name in the chat. And are you planning on going to any games this year, Mark? Says Derek. Well, you might have noticed a lot of... you might have noticed the... countdown to kickoff, the fan forum. We do a lot of match day content in the studio that could literally easily become a watch along every now and again. So yes, I will be getting back to games for the first time in about 3 years. I used to go to 1 or 2 a game, even in the early days of United Stands. You might have seen me singing Ollies at the Wheel and all that jazz. But I'll definitely be getting back. I tend to try and do a game that's, a 3 o'clock Saturday shit game, really. Do you think the pundits get free shoes on Sky Sports, says Michael? They get free everything. They're on the gravy train, that's for sure. But they wear an earpiece in their ear because they've got people telling them what to say. 707,750. We're 250 away from 708,000. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the channel, The United Stand. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. Get involved with it. You're very, very welcome on the channel, of course. the biggest and best fan community in the world, bar none. Not just in the Man United fandom, but in the world. And we are not a fan channel anyway. I don't like that. We're an entertainment channel. We're a fan entertainment channel. That's what we do here. And if you've missed it over the summer, you better fasten your seatbelts. I'm sure through the season I'll be hiding by the chair, jumping on the chair, spinning in the chair. We are ready for the emotion of this season. Bring it on. BS says, would you rather have VAR scrapped completely or leave it the way it is? Officiating in the league seems to get worse by the season. Well, look, we've got to be... I don't really want to talk about it, BS, but if you saw it at the weekend, there was a lot of BS. I mean, how Tarkovsky's handball is not a handball when Dunk's is ridiculous. They're either both a handball, or in my opinion, neither are a handball. Same weekend, complete shit. Woohoo, new season is coming. So excited, says CC. Hello from James and Celia, top United fans. Glory, glory, Man United. Thank you very much. Lovely, lovely to see the excitement. And Christian says, Ollie's at the wheel. Gives me PTSD. Mark, you're the goat. Thank you, Christian. And Bama is back in the house. Bama Watts, he's back in the chat. 5 memberships gifted there. Nice to see familiar faces in the chat, as always. And... yeah, let's get ready for the start of this season. Most important thing tonight, I suppose you take it in order, don't you? Most important thing, win the game. I've played the game, win the game. Let him speak, Simon. Win the game. Win the game. That's priority number 1. Priority number 2, win it by more than 1 goal. Make it comfortable. And then priority number 3, play good football. I think that's what we... They're the 3 things. If we can get all 3 tonight... happy days, definitely. Let the games begin, says ISO Magic. Yeah, I mean, I did just want to just very quickly talk, because a lot of people have been talking about, transfers. We've been linked with Onana of Everton today. Again, the price for that is going to be quite high. I think a lot of people are saying, would you go with Amrabat or Onana? We can certainly run a poll on that, but I have a theory as to what should happen there, and actually what United's plan was there. This is what I was hinting at last week when I said, United could be looking at a lot of different things. I can't believe how crap Sky is. They've got Jamie Carragher jumping around in front of a screen now. It was better how it was. Why have you broken it? Just the screen pushing things about. Oh. Glory, glory, Man United. Great work as always, Mark. Hopefully a great season ahead, says Div. Thank you very much. And hi, Mark. I can't wait for the kickoff, expecting a comfortable win tonight for the Red Devils. Oh, my God, he's doing it again. Oh, at the end of the day, look at this. I got this. I got that. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. To me. To you. Oh, hey. Woohoo. Hi, Mark. I can't. We've done that one. Thank you very much. And think Bruno will play deeper than Mount tonight. Could happen. MPB, that could happen. Jamie Carragher is a prat with an iPad, says Gordon. It's hilarious. I haven't got the audio on, and he's there like this, and then he's jumping around like that. It's like a bloody pantomime. He's doing it again now. Oh, this is comical. This is going to get ripped to shreds by comedians. It looks crap. They were in a stadium with some AI robots, and now they're jumping around in front of a big screen doing little stretches. Yoga with Carragher. Put your hands in the air. Stretch those calves. Stretch those calves. To me, to you. Get down on your toes. When I played the game, when I think about Manchester United, I want to stretch. It's hilarious. This is great. I'd watch it without the audio. It's fantastic. How confident are you we get Amrabat now that Liverpool are panicking? I feel we might be too slow, says Lee. Well, we're always slow. Hi, Mark. It's a joke that Maguire, McTominay and Henderson are on the bench first game of the season. Murtar madness, my arse, says Daniel. Well, yeah, don't fall for it. Most of the people who are promoting... look, if you're on social media, and this is just my opinion, if you're on social media... and you see big accounts telling you how good Murta and Arnold are, I guarantee they've got something going on behind the scenes. They're being fed stuff behind the scenes. It's nonsense, in my opinion. Do you think Mount will live up to being number 7? Garnacho should have got it, says Anthony English. Chelsea bought Moses Casido and are going for Lavia now, says Darren. Yeah, Moises Casido, sorry. Sarvish says, I'm tough times, but I'll continue to follow United stand. Thank you very much, Sarvish. And 3-0 to United, let's go, says Jenna. Now, in relation to the poll, 60% go with Amrabat and 40% go with Onana. United are linked to Onana. There is no doubt about that. But what I was told was that United are actually looking at Amrabat anyway, and Onana was an addition in the sense of you sell Scott McTominay and you bring Onana in. That's what I was told. It wasn't Amrabat or Onana. They want Amrabat under no circumstances. They're not going to go for him. They want Amrabat, and then they want Onana to bring them some height and sell McTominay, because they know that Amrabat's going to cost around 25 million, but Onana's going to cost around 45 million. So they need to raise as much as they can from Scott McTominay, which is why they're trying to push West Ham up to 40 million. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there. I'll be massively disappointed if we keep Maguire, Henderson and McTominay, and I think Ten Hag will be as well. And I think that will be a failing on Henderson, on Murta and Arnold. So what I would say, with 2.5 weeks left in this transfer window, you can wax lyrical about what a good window it's been. It's not a great window because we've still got the Glazers. But what you can say is, if they can get out Henderson, Maguire and McTominay and bring in Onana and Amrabat, I think they've had a good end to the window. But whether they can do that or not, I don't know. And I don't know whether anyone's got them the confidence to do that. But if we keep Maguire, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And he's a bottle job. If he stays at United, he's a bottle job. Which is why I don't understand what Ten Hag said about if he's not got the confidence to stay and fight for his place. I don't know why Ten Hag said that. It's really weird. And if Maguire stays, it's almost Ten Hag's taunting him to stay, yet you've took the captaincy of him. You could sell him and get Pavard. I don't know what Ten Hag's on. I really don't know what Ten Hag was on saying that, but we'll see. We need an Arner as we need a goalkeeper, but we also need Amrabat, says Major Pickles. We do. We need some cover. We need some cover for Casemiro, don't we? There's just literally nobody. I mean, there's Scott McTominay, really. Can we swap Bayern, Henderson, and get Manuel Neuer out, says Brian. I don't think Dean Henderson is held with that high esteem, if I'm being honest, with regards to his goalkeeping ability. As much as I think a lot of people would like to see that happen, I don't think it will. 20 minutes to go to the start of this game and the start of the season. How are we all feeling? 60% would go with Amrabat over Onana, which is good to see. Lovely stuff. What do we got? Well, we've got lots going on. Loads going on here. Hi Mark, I'm excited for the new season, says Govind. I hope the Reds start with a win. I'm looking forward to seeing Mount and Onana in their Premier League debut. I think I just want to spend a minute or two. I've just got some stats here, but I don't really want to talk about those. I just want to spend a minute or two talking about the tactical side of the game. And we do this sometimes, and I think it's really important at the start of the season to do it. So really, what we want to see from United today is, because you can't have these fans who all last season were moaning about how United play, this really boring football, and we want to see more on the front football, and we want a goalkeeper that can pass out from the back. You can't get a goalkeeper that passes out from the back and then doesn't use the ball. So I think with what we're trying to do here with United is we want to see, especially against a team like Wolves who will sit back, we want to see a United side that is really camped in the Wolves half and confident. And I think last season we just weren't like that. We weren't. We don't create good chances. We shoot from distance. We get really impatient in the final third. I think it's really important. And it can start tonight. And it can start a snowball towards Christmas and into the new year, that we are more confident in the final third. I want to see more patience in the final third. I don't want to see, Garnacho's capable of doing it. Anthony, Mount, Bruno. Little bit more patience in the final third. We're going to play a higher line. If that doesn't happen, I'll be stunned. There's no point in having an Onana and not having a higher line. So I expect to see United with a lot of the ball in this game, high up the pitch. And that will be a massive difference to last season. We shouldn't be looking to counter-attack. Thank you very much for the super chat, Govind. Mohit says, I think this looks like a solid 11. It's just that we need decent support in case of injuries. If you want our hands on some major trophies, we need to be signing Amrabat and Alana as well as Pavard. Thank you, Mohit. Jasper, welcome to the Members Club. Glad to be back in a live show. The morning show starts 6 a.m. here at Brazil, and I always watch it later. Feeling that today Garnacho will shine, says Flavio. And at least we don't have to worry about the pace of Adama Traore anymore on the counter, says Pally. Where did he go to? I know they have got a Traore on the bench, but it's not Adama, is it? Where did he go? Did he go to Saudi as well? I don't know what. Adama Traore is a funny player, isn't he? I mean, I was a time I would have took him at United. Where did he go? Let us know. Hi, Mark. Hoping for a United win on my 26th birthday. Happy birthday to Just Kevin, a regular in the chat. Hope you're doing well, mates. Get some stretches in. Nice to see you. Nice. No one wants dead Dean Henderson. He went to Fulham, Adama Traore. There you go. There's been some movements this season I'm just not 100% sure about. Sakib's done a super chat. Thank you for that. You can do that through the $ as well. I live in Stretford. I'm waiting to hear the goals roar, says Jeff. Great stuff, Jeff. Why, man. Adamo went to Fulham, Mark, says Stuart James. Thank you. Hi, Mark. I'm watching from Malaysia. I hope to see Mount perform well today. I nearly read that as I hope to see Mount porn today. I don't know why. I don't think anyone wants to see that. Mark, I might be a little bit drunk, says Spencer. He's a little bit drunk. Well done. And let's go for it, says Pan. And happy returns to Kev. Nick P's done a super chat. Well known in the chat. Nick P, you'll know about him. I want to see us more confident in the first half. We drifted into last season's old habits a little in pre-season, and I hope we can lift that curse. I mean, look, I don't want to focus on any negativity, but let's just say that when you look at it, Scooby-Doo, Mark, let's get the win, says Kendrew. You've got to look at, if you ignore the risk, then you're not prepared for the risk. The risk is, in this sort of game, is that United don't turn up. Wolves ain't coming here and winning. The risk here is what they do. So I think with United, the only thing that concerns me, and it doesn't actually, I'm confident, is what Ten Hag said in pre-season. And what Ten Hag said in pre-season was that the players weren't doing what he wanted to do. You've got 75,000 fans behind you. You've got excitement on the wings. You've got a new signing in the midfield. You've got a new goalkeeper at the back. You've got the best defence in the league in relation to clean sheets. Let's go. Let's get ready. Let's do it. I'm ready. I hope you're ready. The game is starting in 15 minutes. We're ready to go here. We need to control the match more and stay in control, says Jocelyn. And David's got me on in his car. Thank you very much, David. Thank you very much. 32,000 people watching, which is great. We've not even started. Is Højlund involved today? No, Wolf. The bench is quite weird in a sense. The bench is quite interesting. You've got Dean Henderson on the bench because Tom Heaton's injured. You've got Maguire on the bench, who's meant to be going to West Ham. You've got Lindelof and Delow. You've got Scott McTominay. No Fred, he's gone. You've got Eriksen. You've got Sancho. And you've got Pellistri. And you've got Anthony Martial. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see... I'd like to see Martial coming off the bench. I think that could be a good role for him this season. So, hopefully we will see that. I mean, I'd like to see Anthony Martial starting with Rashford off the left, but I've got to be honest, I quite like the idea of Garnacho starting. I've got to be honest with you. So, yeah. Everyone happy with the team then? I am. Any changes you'd have made? I think the only contentious one, and it's not contentious, I mean, nothing's massively contentious on the opening day of the season. With regards to this squad, he could have gone with Delow at right back, and I predicted he would have gone with Delow at right back because we want to play more on the front foot. But it was probably very close, and he's gone with Wan-Bissaka. I don't have a problem with that. Everything else, the only thing I would have said at the start of the summer, and I'd be lying if I didn't come back to it, I did predict that Eriksen would be in the team. I didn't think he would jettison Eriksen so quickly because he loves Eriksen. It's logical that Mount is his replacement, and I don't want to see Eriksen, Bruno or Mount on the wing. But the way he's got rid of Eriksen so quickly is quite surprising because he loves Eriksen. But I think he's not an idiot. He knows he needs more mobility. Shahin says, I missed the show earlier. Any reason we're playing with Wan-Bissaka and not Delo? I'll have a look for some comments from Ten Hag in a minute, but I don't think he's spoken about it. Welcome to the Members Club, Samir. You're a legend. Thank you very much for that. We had a super chat from Sebi. He says, hello, Mark. Really excited for the game. Up the Reds. Thank you very much, mate. And also, Samir is a new member as well. My worst nightmare, says Waleed, would be Amrabat to Liverpool and Maguire and McTominay stay. What's more important than the result to me is how we approach the game. And Fox says, hi, Mark. Which player are you most excited to see play today? For me, it's Onana. I'm going to be honest and true, because I think that's the best way to be. I am excited to see Onana in a competitive game. I'm absolutely excited to see Mason Mount. But if I'm being honest, the player I'm most excited about is Garnacho. I think his development last season was massively exciting. And I think that with regards to this season, to be starting in the very first game of the season is really, really exciting. And I can't wait to see, how it goes for him, because I think the sky's the limit. I really do. I think he's a really, really interesting player. And wingers have always been my thing, from Lee Sharp to Giggsy, Kanchelskis. I love Ronaldo, of course. I love wingers, and that's what United is all about. So, and Garnacho, I know he's not really a youth player in the sense that he didn't. He's not been here since he was 6, but he has come through the youth. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Garnacho. Onana as well, like you say, Mason Mount, and then, the Casemiros, the Rashfords, the Brunos, the Antonys. I want Antony to have a big season. I love what Ten Hag said before the game about Antony. I think it's absolutely spot on. In my opinion, Garnacho is too raw to start. Should be Sancho, says Jack. Interesting, and thank you. I did ask for your thoughts. Tyler Adams has gone to Bournemouth. Good signing for them. But it's a bit of a drop down, isn't it, from Chelsea? Let's be honest. Let me just see if I can find you any more comments from Ten Hag ahead of the game. He might have had a few things to say. I guarantee he'll have been asked about... he'll be asked by Maguire at some point. He's asked about Henderson and Martial. They're fit. Of course, they haven't played, but it's good that they've recovered from their injury and they're ready to play, and we're happy about that. Players coming out, bit of protests. Okay, that's absolutely fine. There was a really good comment that Erik Ten Hag made in relation to Antony. I mentioned it earlier. Some people might have tuned in later, but this is brilliant. You want to hear this from your manager. He spent 85 million euros on this lad last year. He knows him like the back of his hand. He wants him. He wants him in his team. There's no way that he's looking to sell him or drop him, but he wants more from him. And this is what he had to say about Antony. I want more end production. I want more key actions. I want him to play smarter. For his first season, it was okay, but he's got to invest himself in the gym, working off the field, and I'm sure he will get that end production. Absolutely fantastic that we have that sort of sincerity and honesty from a manager going into a season like this. It's so important. A few crosses would be nice, says Dead. Rebel. Labia equals flop at Chelsea, says Stephen. Maguire's on the bench, says Nash. Can't believe it. You can get your predictions in. Yeah, I'm going with a 3-0 win. How much you want to bet Antony does the same thing, says Spit? Well, a lot of people want to write Antony off. I don't like it. Thanks for the super chat. Tommy says, what team is your surprise package this year, Mark? I think it's too early to predict who's going to be... I mean, we're wandering away from United there, but I don't think Wolves are going to go down. I think Wolves have got too much quality to go down. I think they've been written off way too soon. I think Burnley will do well. I think Brighton will do well again. Surprise package. The surprise package this year could be the team that challenges for the title. There might be a team that is the Arsenal of this year, because no one expected Arsenal last year. I'd love it to be us. There's 3 winnable games for Manchester United. Newcastle have got a difficult start. Could be Chelsea. I don't know. But the surprise package this year could be a team that actually finishes second. And I think Ten Hag's got his eyes on the prize, ladies and gentlemen. I can't wait for this, Mark, says Kieran. Going for a 3-0 United, 3-1 United win. 31 months, 3-1. See what you've done there, Kieran. Galen has given us a heart. Thank you very much. And Christopher Boyd, who's been a member for 16 months, says happy birthday to Owain. He's 19 yesterday. So proud of your son. Glazers out. Thank you, Christopher, and happy birthday to your son, Owain. I hope he enjoys the game. I hope we all do. We need a win. Thanks for those super chats that have come in as well. Spencer Silver Tower is a new member as well. He'll have his badge next to his name. Welcome to the members club. Let me just read some of the members chats out as well. Ad says glory glory Man United. Jake Harrison's a member. He says Newcastle are going to struggle. They didn't on Saturday, did they? Come on United, says Lee Berman. Andrew Fletcher says, I think the Champions League will be the downfall of Newcastle. Pep said, we are his direct competitors, says Dead Rebel. And the United Wing says, imagine Spurs challenges for the title in a dream world. I tell you what, that's going to be... Look, I don't want to look ahead, but in the Premier League, you have to. Like, the season... Everyone focuses on the first game of the season, but if we were playing in February, we'd be looking at the next game and the previous game. We have got to look at the Spurs game. That's going to be a difficult game at Spurs on Saturday. We've got Forest at home after that. I expect to win. So I'm looking at these opening 3 games and then we play Arsenal away. I'm looking at these opening 3 games and I'm thinking, beat Wolves, beat Forest. You've got to expect that. But don't beat Spurs and don't beat Arsenal. It's a bit of a mid-start to the season. Beat Spurs, 9 points going to the Emirates. You know, maybe get a point there or better. Brilliant start to the season. So we've got to keep an eye on it. And, you know, I don't want to be going into that Spurs game with a grind out result at home to Wolves. I'll take it. Oh, I'll take it. But I want to see some positivity from the way that we play tonight. I'm happy with the team. I'm very confident of our home form this season. I really hope we improve away. That was my biggest concern from last season. United are going to win 3-0 tonight, says Ian. A lot of people going with 3-0. That's mine as well. How do you think Garnacho will do this season, says Josh. Look, Josh, I'm going to repeat this once and then I'm moving on. I said it in the summer and I'm going to say it now. The thing about Garnacho is people compare him to Sancho. People compare him to Rashford. People compare him to Anthony. Garnacho's 18, 19. Rashford's mid-20s. Sancho's heading there. So is Anthony. They're basically approaching their ceiling. Garnacho, where he is now, could have another 3 or 4 gears. So the potential of Garnacho for what, you know, how good Garnacho could be at Anthony's age is better than Anthony. How good he could be at Rashford's age is better than Rashford and Sancho. He's the one player we've got on the wing who's playing first team football, because you've got Punditry as well, I suppose. But he's the one winger we've got who has the biggest potential. So the fact that he's benching Sancho at the moment is remarkable. But he can move further and further away from Sancho because of his age and development. He can only get better. Whereas I think Sancho can only get back to what he was. He's never going to go beyond what he was at Dortmund. And he was very good at Dortmund, but Garnacho's potential is untold. And that's massively exciting. Ten Hag's public comments on playing transitional football was a smokescreen. I think he plans on playing much different brand this year, says Anthony. This is an appreciation comment. Love you all, says Galen. The United Stand community, thank you for helping me through these hard times that I'm facing. Galen, keep your head up and you're very welcome to be part of this community. Spencer has just gifted 50 memberships. That is legendary in a watch-along. Let's give Spencer a massive shout-out. 50 memberships on the opening game of the season. Let's hope it's a sign of things to come. Positivity. I've been busy and don't want to go into it too much, but when is the Masons announcements? Says Dan, don't know. And Spin, welcome to the Members Club. So we're getting very close to the start of this game. I've just realised something, and what was it? So let's get rid of that and close. It's my timer. I've just remembered the timer. I had a couple of problems with this in pre-season. What did I do? Oh God, what was it? What was it? Fit to screen. There we go. We're ready to go. Lovely stuff. Ready to go. Players coming out onto the pitch here. Let's get ready to rumble. Ryan is a member of the channel. He's a new one as well. Justin says, let's go. 4 or 5-0 win, and I reckon we can challenge this year. Well, definitely, as always, just a reminder to you all, make sure to get your comments in the chat about the game. How do you think it's going? I like all the tactical stuff, so You know, all that sort of stuff is very, very well received. Give us your thoughts tactically. If you're noticing things, we can read that out. Yeah, give us your thoughts on that. You're very, very welcome. Could Wolves get a result, Mark? Anything can happen. Anything can happen in the Premier League. Of course it can. But it would be a massive disappointment if it did, because we are massive, massive, massive favourites in this game. Past midnight here. Happy Independence Day from India, Mark, says Samir. Thank you very much, pal. 7-1, lock it in, says Greg. And we said this at the start of last season, that we'd expect to beat Brighton, beat Brentford and draw with Liverpool. I just really hope we don't slip up on the opening day. Hey, James, back to reality. There goes gravity. You're absolutely spot on, of course. And we should be very aware of Brighton last year and what happened. We're only 10 subscribers away from 708,000. Please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Andy is a new member, and Hardjack says, been waiting for this game all weekend. Been driving for 4 hours from London to make it home in time. Come on, United. There we go. There we go. Lovely, lovely stuff. Well, you haven't got to wait any longer. Well, you have. There's only a couple of minutes. Yeah, absolutely, in fact, absolutely incredible. Really, really good. How did I do? Just having a look here. Okay, there's Garnacho ready to go. Picture of Bruno and the captains there. Fred the Red's on the pitch. Of course, the real Fred's not there anymore. I'm just waiting for the game to start so I can do the timer. Referee, come on. Come on, ref. It's not like... There we go. Come on, ref. It's 8 o'clock. You're gonna add on about half an hour anyway. Fucking get on with it. Who is the ref? Looks like Pep. Bruno's got a smile on his face. Rashford's got a smile on his face. They're ready to go. And we're off. There we go. Lovely stuff. United. Kick season starts. Here we go. Casemiro. Mount is playing Mount's playing the Eriksen role. So straight away, I've noticed that. Varane's in goal. Onana's up front. I'm fucking with you, don't worry. No, but Mount is playing in the Eriksen role, closer to Casemiro, with Bruno in his natural role. Onana knocks it out to Martinez there. And let's wait and see how we go here. United trying to play out a press in their own half. And Varane gives the ball away, goes for a throw-in. Wolves pushing high up the pitch here. Nice to see that. Lovely. Want to see that more. Oh, nah. What's my name? What's the bench looking like? Says Buhi. So you've got Henderson on there. Dalot. Maguire. What's a terrible ball by Wan-Bissaka. And Bruno. What the bloody hell are we doing here? Good tackle by Shaw. Sloppy start by United there. Some stupid passes by Wan-Bissaka and Bruno across the face of goal. I'm predicting a 3-1 win, says Rasmus. Right, here we go. United on their first attack. Mason Mount does quite well. Bruno into Garnacho. Pitch is looking absolutely lovely. Pristine on this opening game of the season. I tell you what, it's very early days, but Wolves' shape looks good to me. Garnacho back to Martinez. We're going right the way back to our own goal here. I don't like this. It's almost like we've been caught by surprise by Wolves playing a higher line and not sitting back. I'm just happy that the season has started, says Mohammed. United to win 4-0. Happy Independence Day as well from Pakistan, says Mohammed. Well, 4-0 doesn't look that likely at the moment because Wolves have started off pretty good, playing very, very much on the front foot and winning a corner. No, a goal kick. They could have kept that in. So Wolves are playing a lot higher than I think United would have expected, and I expected. I thought that it'd be an invitation into the final third, really, and it's not. It's not, and it's good. That's good. I mean, I don't know how Lopetegui would have played the game. I've played the game, but they're definitely playing more forward, and I think United are just, you can tell United are struggling with a bit of it. They've just got to adjust to the game here because I think that their game plan has been somewhat. Look at how many Wolves players there are around Varane, Martinez, Casemiro. They're playing narrow and high. And United are leaving a lot of players high up the pitch and trying to play through the press. And Garnacho loses it. Could be a good game, this, in a footballing sense. Could be a really good game, because if Wolves are going to play like this at 0-0, they'll definitely play it at 1-0 down. So I think we could be in for a good game here. Our defender is stepping up next to Casemiro, says the Wheelbarrow. Mark, love the content. Happy that the Premier League is back. Hoping for a good season, says Cohen. John says that Casemiro is looking a bit slow. Get Harry on, says Jacob. Hannah Hoyland sat on the bench there with Tom Heaton. Well, he's not on the bench, but he's sat there. Back with Onana again. He's having to go vertical passes a lot of the time because of the space that Wolves are depriving. And it's gone long. And Wolves win it. See, if that was De Gea, people would be moaning about that. Just a hopeless long ball. But it's not a hopeless long ball. He's trying to hit Garnacho. United back on the telly. United stand on the watch along. My birthday tomorrow. What a great day, says Alec. Well, happy birthday for you tomorrow. United haven't settled at all here. There won't be any tempo because we haven't settled at all. Remember, we have got the stats carousel, which you'll be able to see as it goes round. I'm trying to catch it on my eye line as well. Good evening, Mark. Love the community in the Premier League Club from Italy. Thank you. We are sponsored by OneFootball on the stats carousel, by the way. You can download it for free with the QR code. Works really well when United are playing because our stats carousel, when you see it in a minute, will be for the teams. So possession, shots on target, corner, etc. But on OneFootball, they also do the players as well. So you can see how many misplaced passes, all that sort of thing, tackles. So download it for free. Links in the description, or use your camera phone on that QR code next to me. It's free to download, Apple and Android. Oh my God, my eye. Yeah, free to download, Apple and Android, and get all your stats, rating, football news and everything. Don't know what happened there. Garnacho's just been caught. Good evening, Mark. Love the community and the Premier League. Love from Italy. Thank you very much. Hold on a minute. Where are the bloody stats? Fucking idiots. Just waiting for him to come round. Right, hopefully we should have that back working now. Sorry for the delay there. Give me my chats. Good evening, Mark. Love the community, says Dalu. Thank you very much. And love from Italy. Love that. And I predict Wolves are going to dig in, and if we're not more creative in our attacks, I think we might struggle to break them down, says Triggered Salt. Well, they're not doing that at the moment. Welcome to Members Club, Damien, as well. Here we go. Anthony, shoot. Lays it off. Mount. Goes back to Garnacho. Good tackle. Good tackle. I'm still here. Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere this time. There we go. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. You're very welcome on the channel. We've got our stats carousel there. Great. So that's how we're doing. 73% possession. Let me go back to that. 73% for possession for Manchester United in the first, 8 minutes. But Wolves are giving up possession, but they're not giving up ground. I think Wolves have started off quite well. I don't think Wolves are going down. I think it's such a lazy take that they're going to go down. I think United will beat them tonight, but I don't see them. Let's put it this way: Gary O'Neill kept Bournemouth up with worse players. They're doing all right, Wolves. They're into the box here. Oh, well done, Casemiro. That's it. Right, let's break away here. Garnacho, he's got some space to run into. He probably helped. He should have gone. He should have arrowed straight there. Tyler, welcome to the Members Club. Garnacho slowed down there. He should have just kept going. Hi, Mark. Hope you're well. I'm going to go 2-0 to United, says Ricardo. It's Wolves coming away again here. I mean, the interesting thing I think we need to keep an eye on this season is the balance of the midfield. I think time and time again last year we saw that Casemiro will do all the defensive work, but Eriksen didn't have the physicality or movement to help Casemiro. Keep your eye on Mason Mount. How many times do teams break on our defence? Because I really do think that we've got a requirement this season to stick someone in next to Casemiro. Oh, Anthony's too slow. I mean, Mount's too slow there. I thought it was Anthony, but it's found its way to Anthony. This should be a goal. This should be a goal. Into Rashford. Sarr's come for it. Oh, I tell you what, he came for it and then he didn't come for it. Rashford got the shot off. Half a chance. Straight at the keeper. That was quick. That was good. This is good pressure from United. They're trying to... See, United are trying to be high up the pitch as well when Wolves have got it at the back. But... Anthony's looking sharp, says Nico. Counter-attack FC. Nice ball out by Sarr there. Making Anthony work hard. Anthony's been good so far, says Alex. Oh, bad ball out from the back. Bruno's picks it up high up the pitch. Terrible pass. Finds its way to Casemiro. And this should go for a corner to United. And it will. It will. It will go to United. Corner. Kilman with the kick. Good to be back at it. Should be beating Wolves, I reckon, says Muzzy Lions. And Bjorn says the squad looks way better than last season. Can't wait to see Amrabat and Højlund in there as well. Been watching for years and it never gets boring, says Bjorn. Luke Shaw working hard there as Neto was on his shoulder. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with the United stand. Wolves are breaking well here. And Anthony's there to cover. Yeah, you know what? I think, you know, I've just had this thought to myself, so I'll share it. I think every club does this, don't they? Before your first game of the season, you just have this dream of brilliance, don't you? You have this dream that you're just going to roll in and win 3 or 4-0. And then sometimes that happens and you're like, yes. But a lot of the time, it doesn't happen, does it? And in this first 12 minutes, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen in this game, but in this first 12 minutes, we're not quite at the races, are we? We haven't started with that. Tom, thank you. Welcome to Thomas Club. We haven't started with that, and some people would demand it, that Old Trafford intensity in the first 10 minutes. You know, if anything, Wolves have started the game better than us. Women players who go to the game have got security, apparently. I don't know what that's all about. Thanks for the super chat, though. That was from Harvey. Harvey White, you're getting blocked. See you later. Not Harvey who did the super chat. He knows why. We don't have control in the midfield. Mount Bruno will not work, says Reg. Bit too early to sort of say that. Anthony's looking short, says it's G's. Started last season poorly as well, says Sam. I just think we're playing a long way away from the ball. Like when Varane and Martinez have got the ball, we're playing a lot of players high up the pitch. And here is Anthony. Not a good cross, but he'll get it back. Goes to Wan-Bissaka. If we can get up the pitch, what I'm trying to say is if we can get up the pitch, we're playing a lot of players up the pitch. Mount's close to Rashford. Look at that. Bruno's close to Rashford. It's almost a front three. But we're open to get broke upon. Here's Martinez. There's the ball. Wide to Garnacho. I tell you what, we're putting a lot of trust in players because if the ball breaks down here, they're on us. Varane goes back to Onana. But that's the high line. That's the high line. We're playing the high line and we're pushing people high up the pitch. You've got to trust your players with the ball. I mean, a lot of the time, Martinez and Varane are the only two players back. Wan-Bissaka and Shaw are pushing forward. $40,000 watching. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Harry says, do you think we've got a genuine chance at winning the league? How can you ask me that after 15 minutes? 15 minutes of the season. I mean, I don't think we've got a genuine chance of winning the league because I think Man City will win it in third gear. But where United are going to finish, I can't tell you that. I can't tell you that. But what I will do is I will praise Wolves. I think a lot of people expected Wolves to come here and sit deep, which is what they probably would have done under Lopetegui. But of course, they've got a new manager, and the new manager is not. Wolves are going through transition. Wolves have had a lot of Portuguese influence. It's been a lot of don't concede and don't score many. And Bournemouth were not like that. So Wolves might see a different brand of football. We're certainly seeing that so far. Thanks for the super chat, Harvey Letitia. He says, club asked the women about the Mason Greenwood situation. Okay. Casemiro, that's a lovely ball into Anthony, and he's got momentum. Bruno's the pass. No, it's a bad pass because he's got to use his left foot. He's running on the right-hand side. There's a simple pass to Bruno with his right foot, and he has to use the outside of his left foot. I mean, just use your bloody right. Martinez is getting booked. Martinez booked, all because of a bad pass from Anthony. It's crazy, It's absolutely crazy that he can't use his right foot there. I mean, using your outside of your left foot to pass in that situation is ridiculous. Wolves win the ball, they break. Martinez has to make the tackle, he gets booked. It's not just possession loss sometimes that a bad pass causes. It's yellow cards. And Arna gets hold of the cross. So 17 minutes gone, and Wolves are only going to grow in confidence here. You know, I said about the importance of getting a goal in the first half an hour. I think if you're playing against a team that's parking the bus, that's probably true. But in this scenario, Wolves aren't. So the balance isn't quite right at the moment. But look, first goal's key. Anthony. Back to Casemiro, out to Wan-Bissaka. Does well. Varane. Back into Martinez. What I don't like at the moment is the defence have the ball and they look up and nobody's there. Mount's wandering forward. Bruno's wandering forward. There's no... It's weird. It's almost like the defenders have it and then everyone runs away from them. Like Mount's running away. Bruno's already away. Rashford's away. There's no link between the midfield and the attack. There's just a huge chasm. I mean, it's obviously tactical. It's that transition. They're just looking for that one transition pass all the time, aren't they? There's no intention to play between the lines. I mean, look, Martinez has got it here. And Mount and Bruno are just staying close to Rashford. Bren, welcome. Thank you very much for your super chat. See, now here's Varane. Where's the pass? Mount's fucking miles away. Bruno's miles away. Centre-backs are having the ball and the only pass they've got is Onana and the full-backs. He's purposely leaving Mount high up the pitch in the hope that they can bypass the press and then have the numbers. Somebody just said in the chat there, it's called dragging people away. Well, it's not working, is it? We're not dragging people away because Wolves are just playing the way they want to play. There's a lot of space out there as well. Lovely play by Alt-Nouri here. I remember when we were looking at him a few years ago. Good tackle by Casemiro. Can we break? Transition. Remember, we're very good on the break. Here's Rashford. Nice ball to Garnacho. He's got space. Where's he going to go with it? He's having a bad game, Garnacho. I tell you, he loses it there. Had a number of options, and we're going back for a foul. Don't know what's going on there. Very static in the final third. Hopefully Rasmus is a game changer. Love your work, Mark. Hotter than the sun, says Brian. Thank you. Bren, thank you very much for your super chat. The squad looks so much better than last season. Can't wait to get Amrabat and Højlund, says Bjorn. Good evening, Mark. Love the community. Thank you very much, says Dalu. And Anthony's a liability when people are going to wake up, says Glenn. I don't think Anthony's the problem in this game from what I've seen so far. Good 20 minutes for Wolves. United just need to step it up a little bit, really. That ball's on a lot from Sarr to Alt-Nouri, their left-back, and they're in again down the left-hand side. Wolves are certainly finding it easier to get up the pitch because what we're basically doing a lot is leaving Bruno and Mount up with Rashford, and therefore Wolves, when they move the ball quickly, well, there's an offside there, there's a lot of space. Abby says he's asked the wing-backs to come to the middle, which is dangerous when we inevitably lose the ball. This is how we lost 7-0, says Abby. And who's better, Rashford or Bruno, says Kevin. Why are they showing us Harry Maguire? They did put a 5 next to him. Does that mean he's fifth choice centre-back? I mean, I don't know why we're being shown that. I mean, what's the producer thinking? Does he think there's a United fan out there thinking, oh, we need Maguire on the pitch? You may as well show you may as well show John from Salford in the crowd. What's the relevance of that? Here's Bruno. Good ball out wide. Garnacho. Got a bit of space. Here we go. Cuts inside. Gets it to Shaw. Shaw. Oh, he's still got it. He's still got it. Back into Garnacho. Into Bruno. Still Casemiro. Luke Shaw's got it. Wolves are back in position now. If we don't strengthen our midfield before the end of the window, we're going to be in for a long season, says Floyd. Cross comes to the far post, and Wan-Bissaka does quite well. Anthony should have been on anticipating that a little bit quicker. We're hoping for something to happen instead of building up play. Looks like schoolyard football, everyone in attack, ready to do their own thing, says Irwin. And Mark, please encourage the fans here to get Glazers out trending again. Come on, folks. Have you all forgotten? Let's go, says Rob. I don't think anyone's forgotten, mate. There was a protest before the game, and there's going to be a sit-in after the game against Forest. Killen says, I know this debate is getting old, but I really think Lindelof should get a shot at CDM. He was schooled as one and also an option if Casemiro needs a rest. Thanks, Killen. I'm not worried about the outcome of this game, but Garnacho is losing points so far. Need to find his pace and flair, says Joskin. Thank you very much. That's a bad kick by then. Is Mason Mount playing in this game, says Common. I think Mason Mount's playing too close to Rashford because the tactics so far haven't worked. It was a good observation about the fullbacks. The fullbacks are tucking in to help the midfield when we've got the ball and pushing Bruno and Mount further up the pitch. You know, we saw Partey doing this against Forest on Saturday, tucking in next to Rice, even though he was a right back. So it's sort of the in thing to do at the moment, to push your fullbacks inverted and then push people like Havertz and Odegaard forward, and United are trying to do it with Mount and Bruno, but it's not working at the moment. But here is Bruno. He's probably worth a shot there. Oh, he didn't. He tried to slip in Garnacho. Both Casemiro and Shaw not confident. Get the ball in midfield under pressure, says Casper. How many games till Eriksen is back for good, says Robert. And this is not Eric's style. This is still boring, says Smeet. I think Bruno should have had a shot too, Dylan. I agree. I agree. Garnacho definitely pressing more but missing the final pass, says Daniel. Both Casemiro, I've done that one about that as well. Mario says, we've got a sweeper keeper, but our team is still acting as if we don't. We look disorganised. Please don't bring second half FC back, says Mario Franco. We're playing a higher line, definitely. It's just... I think too many of the... Well, it's not. It's tactical, isn't it? Too many of the players are... Oh, that's a lovely pass out from the back there. Casemiro misses the tackle as well. And then, oh my God, Wolves have got a 3v2. It's a lovely run. Where's he going to go? Neto. Oh, corner just wide. Varane got the block in from Sarabia. It was a good break by Wolves there. Kuna did very well from his own half. He went past Casemiro and past Martinez. I mean, he absolutely skins Martinez, and Martinez has to let him go because he's on a yellow card. He has to let him go. He does really, really well. And to be honest, I think Varane and Luke Shaw deserve a lot of credit here because it's a 3v2 and they don't commit and they hold their space. 3v2, give Varane and Luke Shaw a lot of credit here because they don't make it easy for them. And Varane obviously gets the shot in there. It's good defending there. Wolves are definitely playing the better football here. Oh, that'll be a foul. And that'll be a yellow card for Lamina. Yeah, definitely. Interesting to see Shaw playing next to Casemiro, says Jacob. It's the modern way. I mean, I don't know what people think about it, but it's definitely the modern way to do that at the moment. Tuck your fullbacks in. I think a lot of the issues in attack are caused by the spacing and the off-the-ball movement. It seems very disjointed and unorganised, says Nate. And Mark, do you really think Ten Hag can play his preferred vertical tiki-taka type football with Bruno and Mount? I feel they're not suited to this, like a De Bruyne or a Silva. Well, it's early days, Nick, isn't it? It's early days. Again, Wan-Bissaka picks the ball up. The only player close to them in the midfield is Casemiro, and everybody else is really, really high up the pitch. Now here's Wan-Bissaka. Does well, but so does the defender. But no, Wan-Bissaka's won it back. No, he hasn't. Mount, Bruno, and Wolves will clear it. 27 minutes gone. Luke Shaw does well. Back to Onana from Varane. Stay at UFC. Lack of movement is shocking, says Kyle. Who do you think's not doing the business at the moment for United? I think that Rashford's in the graveyard shift. Mason Mount and Bruno are playing too high up the pitch. We're not getting them in the game. I'd like to see them just drop a little bit and get part of the possession build-up. Nice ball into Anthony. Good touch. Mason Mount is going to lose that. There's a player down. Mount caught him. I didn't see what happened. No, it was accidental. Accidental on Gomez. I really want to love Anthony, but he needs to use his right foot. There's so many options he doesn't see because he's always looking to use his left, says Damien. Yeah, I always find it weird that a professional footballer can't use their weak foot at all. I get it that it's a weak foot. Our front five is a bit dead at the moment, says Andre. Thanks for the super chats that are coming in, by the way. I do always find it weird, like I say, that a professional footballer spends no time working on their weak foot so that they actually refuse to use it. Good to be back, says Saul. Thank you, Saul. United getting a lot of strick, but I think it's more Wolves are playing well, says Little Normie. I've been impressed with Wolves. People writing teams off before a ball's been kicked is really surprising. He's done well. I tell you who's done well, Out Nori at left back. Michael Clegg says Rashford's been a ghost. Well, it is a graveyard shift. It is. Darry has been a member for 31 months. Anthony reminds me of Pepe, says 58 go. And Lamina will get sent off. We need to score prior, says Desert Haunter. It could be a sending off game. Opening game of the season. Everyone's pumped up. It's a bit wet out there. Tackles are flying in a little bit late because of the slides. We are back past FC, says Abasek. Maurice says we need to be more careful in the midfield. We're losing the ball too much. I need a stretch. Gomez got caught by Casemiro there. I think he's been caught a couple of times. Yeah, he was caught there. We miss Martial and Rashford on the left wing. I think that change could happen. I mean, we don't know what the fitness of Martial is because he had no pre-season, but that was from the wheelbarrow. We are back past FC, Abhishek. The Premier League is back, says Issa. And Eric Ten Hag is naive. It's clear this tucked-in fullback system wouldn't work as Wan-Bissaka and Shaw aren't good on the ball. If he wanted to play this way, fullback should have been his priority signing, says Abby. And final third is still bad mark, says Ram. Look, Wolves have been the better team. There's another foul there. Wolves have been the better team here. Oh, he's not given a foul. They're physically more at it. Lamina's injured now. Mark, related to the weak foot conversation, do you think Greenwood is amazing, one is natural or trained like Ronaldo, says Nick? Mate, look, I've told this story before, so I'm sorry for boring you, but when I was 7, lovely ball in, Wolves are in here. Oh, I tell you what, it's not a bad shot. I think Onana had his angles covered. But it's Kuna again. He's played very well. Played very, very well. Since Fergie, we've had many managers since Ten Hag is the best of the bunch, but we still look lethargic, says Lloyd. I tell you who's looking a little bit off, and people won't like it. Martinez. I think Varane and Shaw look good. Wan-Bissaka okay. Martinez is a bit sluggish today. Anthony will just be like Robin. He will perfect cutting in and scoring. Everyone will know what he wants to do, yet no one will be able to stop him, says Kenny B. And United will never be a top attacking side if Rashford is our best attacker, says Nemanja. At best, he's a bench player for a top 4 side. 350k a week is a disgrace, says Nemanja. There we go. When I was about 7 years of age, my granddad passed the ball to me. He was massively into football, and he's the reason I support United. He passed the ball into me, and it bounced off me like a brick wall. He said, "You're like Lukaku." I said, "Who's Lukaku?" He said, "You'll know in about 40 years' time." And I was like, okay. But he said, right, there's a wall round the corner. Go and kick the ball against the wall and control it. And then come back to me when you've got a better first touch. So about, I don't know, knowing me, probably a couple of days later, go back to him and he says, whacks the ball into me. I controlled it. He was like, right, control it with your other foot. Lukaku again. Go and kick the ball against the wall and control it with your other foot. But do the kick with your other foot as well. Because I was going to kick it with my right. And I was always very good with my left foot. Now, I'm not a professional footballer, but I was always two-footed. So, and I know a lot of people like that. A lot of people are two-footed because they learned to use their left. My mate at school, he moved into our school when he was about 13. And at his school, they used to train. You'd never get away with this now. You were allowed to have you could only wear your they used to play on AstroTurf. You had to play in your sock on your strong foot, and you could wear your Astro trainers on your weak foot. So you'd always try and shoot off the one that's got the shoe on it. They don't really seem to do anything about it now. Can you call Abby Coombs a prat? Says Luke. Thank you very much. And should have started Martial, says Brian. Get the first injury out of the way quick. I think we're just not confident in playing with Onana's style. Garnacho may be trying too much to prove, and Wan-Bissaka needs to get back to his best. Get in, says Shiem. 35 minutes, no goal in that first half an hour that we would have liked. Different approach from Wolves, though. They haven't parked the bus. They've played very high, which is, to Wolves' credit, it's high. Not high. To Wolves' credit, it's worked. They've pressed high. They've played high. We've got Marcus Rashford down the middle, who's pure pace, and it's worked for them. So many red cards will Casemiro get if he's going to be asked to play this role all year, all by himself every time, says Skydiving Heck. That's an interesting point. That is an interesting point. Amrabat would be made for this game, says Oddball. Well done by Bruno. Mount's coming a bit deeper. That's good. I'd like to see Mount doing that a little bit more. Come a little bit deeper. Get involved in the build-up play. At the moment, Mount's just looking like a bit of a luxury. And Bruno. I want to see him involved. We're at home to Wolves. Lovely ball into Shaw. Needs a layoff. Oh! Oh! Anthony! Oh! Garnacho, I think he's given a foul. Wouldn't have been counting anyway. But that was the first bit of good play. Lovely ball by Rashford into Luke Shaw. Just didn't really have a cutback. The cross wasn't actually that good by Luke Shaw. But it just deflected and caused a bit of a problem. And Garnacho ended up fouling. Marculus says, sure, we're going to win the Champions League according to Goldbridge with this football. Mate, it's half an hour into the new season. We lost to Brighton and Brentford in the opening games last year and we finished third. I mean, look. If we don't invest in the squad like Chelsea and City, we could fall out of the top 4, says Sebastian. I think Wolves deserve a lot of credit. They've been brave. They've not been scared. Oh, here's Wan-Bissaka. He's done well. The cross is good. Rashford wants a handball. No. There was a shout. There was a shout. Handball, ref. I'm saying it's a handball. Stonewall. Haven't even seen it. I'm ready. Handball, surely. But Mount's in. Mount with the cross back. No. I want a handball. I want a penalty, ref. I want a penalty. Where's the VAR? Check it. Check it. Casemiro. Lazy Rashford's playing tonight, says John O'Neill. Wolves on the break. Bit better from United. Lovely play. New season, same old stuff, says Worldview. Wow. Let's have a look. Wan-Bissaka does well. Puts the cross into the box. Rashford, slow it down. No. No. Oh, no. Yes. I want a penalty. Yes, it's a penalty. Bloody get onto VAR. That's a penalty, mate. He bloody thinks he's in goal. How's he not given that? That's a penalty. His hand's out. Oh, my God. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Stonewaller. He thinks he's in bloody goal. That's a disgrace, ref. Fullback thinks he's a bloody goalkeeper. Bloody saved it. He's moved his hand like that. I'll run a poll. Was it a penalty? For me, that's a penalty because it's a header that's gone target and he's moved his hand towards the ball. I think there's intent. People start talking about, oh, it's so close to him. He's reacted. He's moved his hand. He's gone like that. I think it's a penalty. A lot of people are disagreeing with me. 55% say no. I'll have a look at it again at half time, but here's Rashford. Go on, have a shot. Wan-Bissaka, have a shot. Cleared away. See, if you'd had a shot. 40 minutes. Never get a penalty for that. I need to look at it again at half time, but it looked to me like he reacted to it. One thing's for sure, Ten Hag will only get us playing better. I take comfort knowing his gears are always turning, says Dylan. I got Specsavers vouchers if you think that's a penalty, says 58 Go. How can you look at our bench and say it's a good transfer window? Pathetic, says Brian. And not Man United being caught by a new manager bounce again, says Neil. And thank God football is back. Come on United, says Johan. Well tackled by Martinez. Considering he's on a yellow card, this could lead to a goal. It's into Garnacho. Where's the movement? Oh, the cross wasn't that good. It's only a penalty on Saturday's, Mark, says Mike. Whoa, look. Anyone who's saying it's not a penalty, Garnacho's just shot there. Anyone saying it's not a penalty, go and check the Brighton game. You know, you can mock me, but the inconsistency is already there. Wild shot by Garnacho. It's gone wide. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We are only 150 away from 709. I haven't even changed it to 708. 708. Harder than 8. Changed it now. Yeah, bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the United Stand. We're live every morning at 10 o'clock with the news. Every night at 8 o'clock. And we normally have a 2 o'clock show as well. Pre-match, watch along, match reaction. Player ratings are back today as well. Anthony puts the cross in, but it's no dice. And Wolves. United, I would say this. For all the moaning, United in the last few minutes have done better. We've played more in their half. Wolves may be a little bit tired. Nice ball into Wan-Bissaka. Sarr stops it going for a corner. Good goalkeeper, Sarr. I thought he'd left Wolves. Was he in goal for Wolves last year? Oh, I'm thinking about Patricio. Yeah. He went to Wolves, he went to Roma, didn't he? Whole team needs hair dryer treatment. It's set for Anana. He looks like he's already had one, says Ryan. They didn't give a penalty on Jackson yesterday. It cost Liverpool dearly, says Connor. Hello from New Zealand. We're back to the Europa League, says Cooper. Worldview says new season, same old stuff. Thanks for the super chats. De Gea United fan is a member. He says Murta doing great job, easily fooled. And same old moments FC, nothing's changed, says Robin. And bug difference from last year, not seeing the speculative long shots, Dan Harding. Yeah, good. We need a proper number 9. I hate Rashford on top. We need Amrabat, says Christopher. And Wolves are away, down the right-hand side. Garnacho got that all wrong. Martinez, they're still there, Wolves. Mount's done quite well. And they've given a foul. And they're going to go and do a booking here as well in the build-up. Luke Shaw books now as well. And that came from a loose pass. I didn't see who did it. Garnacho with the loose pass. So both wingers have cost defenders yellow cards. Anthony's bad pass led to a Martinez yellow card. And now Garnacho's bad pass leads to a Luke Shaw yellow card. See how many... I mean, how long can the referee add on? I mean, seriously, this is going to make me laugh. If he adds 5 minutes on, I'm laughing. Like, there's nothing's happened. You can't... It's been quite a fast-flowing game. I think it's been... I can't think of any delays. Casemiro and Martinez still look rusty. Still a long tournament to go, says SD. And ref handing out cards like it's someone's birthday, says Strikers. 2 minutes added on. That's about right, ref. Fair play. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Into Anthony. Right foot shot. He was right to shoot with his right. I'll tell you what I like about Wolves. They really don't mind taking people on. That's football 2K away. Go and hit the button, says Little Normie. Oh, from 1 million subscribers. We're on the wrong channel, mate. Yeah, That's Football is only 2,000 subscribers away from 1 million, which is unbelievable if you haven't been aware of it. And don't forget, tomorrow, second episode of the podcast lands at 2 o'clock. Goldbridge Saves Football. If you haven't listened to it, check it out on Spotify. Search it on your browser. Goldbridge Saves Football. Get involved. See, I like Wolves. I'll tell you what, Wolves like... Remember that midfielder that Spurs used to have? I liked him. I hoped United were going to sign him at one time. Played for Belgium, Dembele. He'd received the ball in really dangerous positions. Lose his body. Anthony! Oh, it's a terrible pass. Oh, it should have been 1-0. They messed that up. Well, who's going to be a key player to sub on second half, says Rashid. I think Sancho's got a chance. Maybe Martial. United still playing chaos football. I'm worried for you lot. Won't raise the level until your lineup is filled with calm stewards of possession like Arsenal, says Star Trek. Casemiro and Martinez are looking rusty, says SD. Oh, header. I think it's Varane. Yeah, I used to like that Dembele at Spurs. He was so good at receiving the ball in really dangerous positions, using his body, and then he just literally turn and take people on. And I think Wolves have done that. 59% of you said it wasn't a handball. Fine. Democracy. There we go. I think it was. I think it's half time. Lots to discuss. I'm just going to whack the tweet out and then I'm going to hit the chat. Get your thoughts in the chat. one thing I will say, and I've got absolutely no care in the world really when it comes to this, but I don't have a horse in this race. But I did say before the game, and I've played the game, I don't think Wolves are getting relegated. Absolutely not. I didn't think before today they were going to get relegated, and I don't think afterwards. I just think it's lazy punditry. Oh, I think Wolves are going to get relegated. They look like they're going to get relegated. I don't think so. I really don't. I just do not. Right, let's have a look at those stats first of all. We've had a super chat from Shiam. He says, I think we're just not confident in playing with Onana. Garnacho maybe trying too much. I think we've done that one before. Okay, so look, that possession has come down a lot. I think after the first 15 minutes, we had about 80% possession. It's come right down to 61%. That's low for a home team. It is low. First half summary, long ball to Garnacho and Mount, says Supercar. And we have to trust these lads to push through in the second half. I'm hoping for another Champions League year, so we have to back the team, says Sammy. And I think first half summary, long ball, says Supercar. And Casemiro has had a solid half, some key blocks, tackles, and he'll play more positive passes than anyone else, says Darren. Rabbits in the headlights, says Mr. Sedo. So yeah, 8 shots to 5. We've only had 1 shot on goal. It's been a game deprived of goal action, to be honest with you. I mean, I think the story of the game for me, and I'm interested to see what you have to say, same old stuff, waiting for it to be handed to us on a plate. Nobody's playing well, says Sean. Well, I want to go through, I don't normally go through the team, but I'm going to go through the team. So we'll put the team up on the screen and we'll go through each and every individual in a moment. But I think what was very clear to me, and we were talking about it in the first 10 minutes, was that when I previewed the game, and we were talking about Wolves, I really expected almost a back 9 with 1 up front, and they concede possession to the edge of their box, and we're just going to camp in their half, and Onana's going to be stood on the halfway line, and we're just going to be trying to break a low block down. And we might struggle because we're not very good at that. And that's just how I thought this game was going to go. But obviously this is not Wolves of last season, and it's not Wolves of the season before. This is Gary O'Neill. And we probably should have looked at Bournemouth, because Bournemouth didn't spend last season parking the bus and hitting on the brake. They actually scored quite a lot of goals and conceded quite a lot of goals. So what Wolves did is they played quite narrow and they played high up the pitch. And it's worked really well. They've got players who back themselves on the ball. They've passed through our press quite comfortably. We've been trying to press high up the pitch. They've done really well. I've been very impressed with their left back. And there's been so many times in the game where, certainly in the first 5 minutes, where Onana was stuck with the ball and Wolves are almost camped on the edge of our box. And it's forced us to play the long ball. There's also been a lot of Martinez and Varane with the ball on the edge of our sort of halfway line. You look up and there's no one. Like Mount and Bruno are next to Rashford and Garnacho, and it's like a front 5. And we're almost like, we're trying to hit long balls, but Wolves have got it all covered. So I think Wolves deserve credit because they are playing a high line and they are pressing us, but never have we looked like we could get a ball in behind to Rashford. So I think Wolves have played well. There is a clear skill gap in relation to the quality of player we have compared to them. But as a team, the structure and system of Wolves, considering they're the away team and we're the home team, is slightly better than ours at the moment. And I think that we've almost been caught short. Because if Wolves had parked up, if Wolves had played a low block, then Bruno and Rashford and Mount close together makes a lot of sense. I think we're set up to play against a low block, but they're not playing a low block, and I think he's going to have to change it because somebody, Bruno or Mount, need to drop in next to Casemiro, and we need to play through them. They're doing it. That's exactly what they're doing. They're driving with the ball. They're playing passes, little triangles, or they're running through. Whereas we're not doing that. We're looking for these diagonals all the time. Garnacho seeming ragged today. Need to sub in for Martial and move Rashford to the left, says Amrit. Mount and Bruno is the problem, Mark. You can't play cams in a system. Mount doesn't help Casemiro out. Amrabat is the missing piece of the puzzle, says Ben. And how can you reach the level of Premier League and be one-footed as Anthony, says Hannibal. Well, also, as well, I was watching the Chelsea-Liverpool game yesterday. Some of you might have been watching it with me. And I noticed that around 70 minutes, and this has happened a lot in the Premier League this week, around 70 minutes, a lot of subs were made. A lot of players are not fit at the moment. And I was talking to Watto on the Football Fill-In, who's a goalkeeping coach. He was England's goalkeeping coach, actually. And he knows Gary. And he was saying that it's going to take the players probably 2 or 3 more weeks to get back to being able to play 90 minutes properly, because all the travelling around Asia and the United States, it's not actually good. It's not actually conducive to having a player fully fit for the start of the season. And he says you will start, Salah would never come off after 70 minutes in October against Chelsea. He wouldn't do that. But he's having to come off because the players aren't at the fitness levels they should be. And there's a few players for United today who just don't look sharp. Martinez, brilliant player, doesn't look sharp. Casemiro, probably not as sharp as he should be. Bruno doesn't look sharp. Rashford doesn't look sharp. A lot of our players aren't as sharp as they could be. And I'll guarantee you now, if you spoke to Ten Hag and asked him about that and said, how do you solve that? He says, I don't go to the United States on tour. I stay in Manchester and we have a bit of a rest and we do a lot of training. And we don't go travelling. We focus on that. But that's not the game anymore, is it? Players get hardly any time off. It's all about the money, and I think some players do look a bit rusty. It's opening game of the season. It's Wolves, Mark. God help us at Arsenal, says Enjoy Writing. Mark, that was poor. We still look like Moments FC, says Mehel. Bring back Ronaldo ASAP and we home free to the Champions League glory, says Rogerio. I see absolutely no tactics going forward, says Gasson. And I just joined. I hope fans be patient with Garnacho. I'm old enough to remember Ronaldo at 19, Shahin. Well, another problem United have got as well. I mentioned this a few weeks ago. Mentioning it in a transfer window means nothing, but it will mean something now. Last season, crosses into the box in the league, United were relegated. We were third from bottom for crosses into the box. If I'm playing against United this season, I've got a massive advantage going into every single game. They don't put crosses into the box. Wolves are playing quite narrow. They don't put crosses into the box. Let them go down the wing. Garnacho's not going to cross it. Anthony's not going to cross it. They're going to cut inside. Let's keep ourselves narrow. That's what we're going to do. That's what Wolves done. United, let United go down the wings. They won't put a cross in. And even if they do, who have they got in the box that's good in the air? Mount, Bruno, Rashford. It's something we need to solve, because I'm telling you now, a top-level coach, if you know a team's not very good at something and they're not going to do it, well, that's one risk. You think about when you play a team and you're setting your team up defensively, you've got to think about the ball over the top. You've got to think about crosses into the box. You've got to think about set pieces. You've got to think about midfield runners. There's lots of things to think about. If you can cross off crosses into the box, pardon the pun, then, it's less things to worry about, isn't it? Scrap that pre-season travelling crap and train, says Enjoy Writing. And Demo says Martinez is just too excited for the season. He's making reckless challenges at the moment and could possibly get sent off in the coming minutes, says Demo. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a sending off in this game for one of the teams, because it's wet. It's opening game of the season, of course, and there's a lot of breaks going on. We're 10 subscribers away from 709,000, by the way, so please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, get involved with the United stand. I just want to go through the players. We're on the OneFootball app. I'm on it now. Links in the video description, or scan the QR code. Obviously, I was looking at the team stats. On the app, they've got the player stats. So I'm going to go through the players, look at their stats, and it's going to help me sort of give an assessment of their performance as well. You can download it for free on Apple and Android, link in the description, or scan the QR code. So Anana, I think, has played well. He's not had anything to do. His distribution's been good. Nothing wrong with him. I think we're all geniuses in hindsight, but the way the fullbacks are being asked to play in this game, I think Dalot would have suited it better. I think Wan-Bissaka's done okay. Varane, I think, has played well, especially in that 2v3. The positioning of Shaw and Varane and the block by Varane was absolutely essential, because that's hard to do in a 3v2. It was a great run by Kuna, went past Casemiro, skinned Martinez, 3v2. Varane did really well. Martinez has looked a little bit off it. Fantastic player, one of my favourite players, but he's looked a little bit off it, we've got to be honest. Luke Shaw, the booking was because of the pass by Garnacho. It was short. I think Shaw's done okay, and he did very well with Varane in that position. Nothing going forward, unfortunately. Casemiro, I think Casemiro's done okay. I don't think he's playing badly. He's not at his best. It's the opening game of the season, of course. We desperately need some cover in that position. I think we all know that. Anthony's been Anthony, hasn't he? Glimpses FC. Bruno, not in the game enough. Mason Mount, not in the game enough. Garnacho has probably been trying too hard. Yeah, I'd agree with that. And Rashford has been an absolute ghost, if we're being honest. He's not been in the game, and he definitely does need to do a little bit better with regards to what's going on with United so far. I've just been sent a message there. Okay. Let's go United. Easy win in the second half. 2-0, says Tushar. Thank you very much. And everyone's overreacting in the chat. We've looked decent the last 20 minutes. We definitely came into the game, Jade, if I agree. I think the last 5 or 10 minutes, we were more on the attack. Mohammed says, I'm anxious to see this. No real chance created. No movement in the front. What's up with the attackers? Do they win? Do they do what Ten Hag says Mohammed. And hi, Mark. Will the USA men's national team win the World Cup before the England team? I think it might be a good topic for Goldbridge Saves Football, says AJ. Okay, thank you very much. Don't forget, that's out tomorrow. If you've not listened to the podcast, check it out. Why is Peacock Premium not showing United games in the US? Absolute disappointment, Mark. Please advise. I've got no idea, Abdu. I do not live there. Mountain Bruno is the problem, says Ben. We've done that one, haven't we, before? What changes would you make? I think we will win it in the second half. Because we're attacking the Stretford end. The fans won't put up with it. And for all, and I think Wolves have played well, I've got to say, it's still Wolves, and they don't score many goals. So, why is Jamie Redknapp doing a penalty shootout at Old Trafford in a Liverpool shirt with Mika Richards in a Man City shirt? Dangerous. There we go. I believe we shall see a better United in the second half, says Drub. I think we'll win it in the second half. I do. Optimism. It's opening game of the season. I think we win second half, but I think we might need to change it up a little bit. I mean, I don't know what the fitness levels of Anthony Martial are, but he's a different profile of attacker. Maybe you put Rashford on the left, Martial down the right. What I'd like to see happen is Rashford up against their right back. I think that would be, nice to see, and then get Anthony Martial holding the ball up a little bit more. But it depends on his fitness. He might bring Sancho on to do it because he's a bit more fit. If Rashford doesn't score, then who will? Mark says enjoy writing, and Lindelof coming on, I think, says Akil. Rashford is terrible at striker. We can't afford to carry him there. Needs to be on the wing. Martial and Sancho are so much better there, says James. Thanks for those super chats, by the way. Eric will adjust this and start the fireworks in the second half. Why have Sky got these big, massive screens and think it's a good idea to walk around them with Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher? That's it. Get back up onto the bloody small thing. I don't know why people are overreacting the first game of the season, says Jacob. Yeah, look, I said this before the game. There's 3 priorities here. First one is win the game. No matter what, win the game. Win the game. Second one, Lindelof is coming on. Win the game. Second one, I wonder if he's going to bring Martinez off. Win the game. Second one, win it by 2 or 3. Third one, win it by 2 or 3 playing well. If we get all 3, happy days. But first thing, win the game. Opening game of the season, win the game. I don't know why. So, yeah, I agree with you, Jacob. Why do we go for players like Anthony when Mbeumo from Brentford is 10 times the player and half the price? Martinez is off. Martinez off for Lindelof. What's all that about? What is all that about? Is that injury related? Maguire and Henderson having a chat. I wish they'd go. Martinez off for Lindelof. There we go. I don't necessarily, well, unless someone in the chat tells me different, I don't necessarily think it's injury related. Look at Varane doing the team talk. Look at Varane. I love that. I tell you what, I love that. I love that from Varane. He's my captain. Well, no, Bruno's the captain, but I love that from Varane. Loved it. Want to see more of that. There we go. Yeah, I don't think Martinez is... I think some people might get concerned about Martinez. I don't think he's been taken off because of injury. I think he's been taken off because he's on a yellow card. And we spoke about that at half-time. It does feel like a red card is a possibility the way that Wolves keep breaking. So Lindelof on. He's been a very steady player for us. And we're off. There we go. Yeah, well, Varane's looking focused. Look, Ten Hag's ruthless. You know, he's probably said... Co says, it's a super chat, so I've got to read it. Can I just say, Gary Neville is an inspiration to young men and women who aspire to be sports presenters but lack charisma. Well done, Anana. Goes for a corner. Disease Gaming says, I love it, mate. I recognise that name. Hope you're doing well. He says, good substitution from Ten Hag, brilliant. And this is that. I think Ten Hag is ruthless here. Do you remember when I think Ollie did it, didn't he? Fred was on a yellow card. Everyone knew Fred was on a yellow card, and Ollie kept him on, and he got sent off. Like, there is probably a 50-50 chance that Martinez gets sent off in the second half, and he's taking him off. So, you know, he trusts Lindelof as well. So I think he's looked at it and gone, Martinez isn't at the races. He's on a yellow card. We've got a game on Saturday. Take him off. And what I would say is, I think in 2 months' time, that doesn't happen. It's a bit like Salah coming off after 70 minutes yesterday. I don't think you take Martinez off at half-time in October, but opening game of the season, fitness levels aren't where they are. I think he's thought sod it. I believe Martinez is off to prevent the sending off. It's a wet day and it's very easy to get a second, says Drub. And I think it's tactically brilliant. Shaw is disciplined enough to stay on, and Martinez makes very hard tackles that are good, but all it takes is one, says Austin. Well, we haven't got a left-back for Luke Shaw either. I mean, Delo could do it, but I bet it's a mix of him being on a yellow and getting back into it after his injury. Achilles injuries and the effects can linger a bit, and it takes some time for it to feel normal again, says Uncle Drew. Thank you there for that super chat. Lindelof in there, strong. Croc says Garnacho shouldn't have come out for the second half. Well, I'd keep an eye on the bench and who's warming up. Because if Martial's warming up, I think that's the sub I would be looking to make. But I don't know what his fitness levels are. And knowing Ten Hag, he probably has an idea in his head of how many minutes Martial can play. Both Shaw and Martinez are on the yellow and they're on the same side. What's all that about? Home record, Premier League since opening weekend last season. United have had no defeats. We lost to Brighton last year. What stat's that? I don't know what they're on about. We lost to Brighton last year. That was at Old Trafford opening day, wasn't it? Good pass, Casemiro. I tell you what, Mount never looks like he's in control of the ball, does he? I don't know whether that's just lack of sharpness, but he never seems to get in control of the ball. Mark, not even trying to be funny, but we'd be better off with McTominay in the midfield than both Bruno and Mount, says Rash. Well, you might see it happen, mate. The Wolves again. Look at this. This happened all last season. Where's the midfield? They're breaking again. Cross comes in. Back post 1-0. Oh! Was that a save by Onana or did it hit the post? Is Varane injured? It's Kuna on the back post. Midfield is nowhere. Look at this. They're running through that midfield all the time. Back post. I think he hits the post, doesn't he? Yeah. Put it wide, and Varane's probably bloody injured. What a save. It hit the post. Midfield balance was an issue in pre-season, and it's an issue again. It's just getting run through like a hot knife through butter. He's persisting with this Mount and Bruno leave Casemiro on his own, and it's a problem. It's a problem. You might have to bring McTominay on. Hi, Mark. So frustrating. We seem very flat, says Connor. We desperately need the first goal here. If they score first, I'd worry. Go on, into Bruno. Oh, it's well over hit. I think Garnacho's got to go off. Oh, he's still in. I thought it had gone out. Rashford. Oh. Go on, Wan-Bissaka. Gabriel is absolutely spot on. Casemiro cannot do it on his own. Is short into Bruno. Little flick. Garnacho. Bruno. Have a shot. No, he's not going to shoot from there, is he? Come on, this is what we need to do. That's what we need to do. Get up the pitch. Lee Berman says we need Fred. I saw someone in the chat say Fred died for this. Well, he didn't die. We sold him, but... I mean, Eriksen might... You know what? I'm just going to say it. I've been thinking about it for about 25 minutes. Eriksen might be worth it. Eriksen for Mount. Go back to what we did last season. Let Eriksen sit a little bit deeper and just try and, play through their lines a little bit. This doesn't look like an improvement to me. It's hard to watch, says Edward. The midfield balance is woeful at the moment. It's going to take a bit of time. Peter says, fans sometimes think we're the old United, Sir Alex, and we are not. I'd take a 1-0 now, but still not sorted it out. Bruno's not playing in the best place, says Peter. No, I don't necessarily think Eriksen is the key, but it was something different. Here is Anthony. Headed over the bar by Dawson. It was never going to go in, to be fair. He sort of knocked it over the goalkeeper towards the goal. But they had plenty of players back. And when you've got people like Dawson and Kilman, they're not going to lose it in the air. And there was no one there anyway. I mean, that's poor, isn't it? Anthony's put it in there. There's not one red shirt. There's 3 tangerines. Eriksen comes on and he'll dictate, says Robert McCormack. Corner to United. Luke Shaw's going to take it. Rash says maybe Mount should have been one of those transfers where a manager wants, but the director of football blocks it and says no, says Rash. Garnacho to Anthony. Come on, the wide players need to do a little bit more here. Here's Rashford. Another corner. Did Erik Ten Hag sign Mount because he thought he could be an 8 or a 10, says Ronan. I think Mount's meant to be an upgrade on Eriksen in the sense that he's more mobile. I think that's as simple as it gets. Yeah, all of us who said 3-0 to United are feeling a bit silly at the moment. You never know, though. Onana. That's why you need a sweeper keeper. Bit of a wasteful long ball there, though. There will be some. Not every pass will be accurate. We need more impetus in the midfield, which Amrabat will provide, and we have to push Bruno up the field, says SD. I mean, look, based on pre-season, I saw it. I mean, you never know what's going to happen in the real season, but the midfield balance is just not right, and I would love to see a more tenacious midfielder next to Casemiro, who's also got the ability to transition well, and I think Amrabat would work well, hypothetically. I mean, you never know what would happen in reality. Performances like this show why Garnacho isn't ready for the number 7. Here we go again, running through the midfield, past Mason Mount, shoots, and Onana has to make the save. And how many times is that going to happen? They're running at our midfield. You don't normally see this. And in fact, you know, Kuna again. I like it. He reminds me of Dembele. Just drives forward from his own half and gets a shot. I like, you know what? I know it's against us. But I like this guy. I like the way he plays. Gets the ball and runs at them. You don't see that very often in the modern game. We should sign a world-class striker and midfielder like Lukaku and Pogba, says Saw. No urgency from the majority of the players on opening weekend of the best league in the world. It's embarrassing, says Shane, and looks like we picked up the pace a little bit, but we look like we lack sharpness, says Shan. Well, they're winning the midfield battle at the moment. Mount and Bruno are just not working so far. Shambles, clueless everywhere, says Dave. Jay says, I always liked Kuna from his Bundesliga days. I need to get the stats carousel. No one ever reminds me in the second half. Well, Kuna's not playing up front. He's playing in the midfield. Oh, that's a terrible touch by Shaw. It should have been a foul on Shaw. That looked like a barge on Shaw. We never even saw at half-time whether it was a penalty, did we? Completely forgot about that. Luke Shaw's just fell on the floor. Been hit in the face with the ball. They will come good. Only the first game of the season, says Jacob. I might ask for a United Stand membership for Christmas. Says I love this game. Corner to Wolves here. Anthony and Dawson on the floor together. Having a good hug. Right, here we go. Anthony should not have been on Dawson anyway. He's very good in the air. Jacob, welcome to the Members Club. You know, it's bouncing around the box there. We get rid of it. Do you still think we're going to win the Champions League, says Saw? Mate, it's a long way to... You know, I'm not judging United on 60 minutes on the opening day. Like, we're missing our striker in Højlund. There's still some time to do some more business. Desperately need to bring a midfielder in. It's got to be worth a shot. Lay him off. Garnacho, he should have laid Casemiro in. I feel that Garnacho's tried too much tonight. I think it probably is time to take him off. I like him. I think he's got a great ceiling, but the pass was Casemiro there. Watch this come back to Garnacho. If he lays this pass to Casemiro now, Casemiro's got a shot. That was the pass. We're getting bullied in the midfield. That Nunez is running the show. We need some balance like him next to Casemiro. The balance of the team is wrong, says Sean. 100% agree with that. And can't we at least try just telling Bruno and Mount to switch for a bit? Bruno further back to create and Mount forward, says Mike. Yeah, but I don't think Mount is playing deep. That's the problem. I think Mount's playing the same role as Bruno. We've got no cover in the midfield. And Wolves are just taking us on all the time. Here's Neto. And Onana gets hold of it. I agree with Sam. I think Garnacho's trying too hard. He's going to have to... Look, I guarantee you we're going to see 3 or 4 subs. These players are tired. Wolves will do it as well. Subs are going to be key in this game. Can Wolves keep the momentum with the subs they're going to make? Can we improve with the subs we're going to make? Anthony. Come on, just need it. We need it. You know what? We talk about moments, but we need a moment. We do need a moment here. So important that we get 3 points. We will have the player ratings for you back today as well. Nice and excited to be having that back. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average star for your man of the match. At the moment, you know, it's difficult. I'd probably say Varane or Wan-Bissaka for me. That says a lot, doesn't it? Thanks everyone who subscribed, by the way. We actually are on the road to 710,000, so please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner, get involved with the United stand. Anthony takes a foul. Love the podcast, Mark, says Alec. Yeah, new podcast episode out tomorrow. If you've not listened to it yet, Goldbridge Saves Football, give it a listen. Give it a download now while you're waiting if you want. Don't need to listen to it now. Right, we've got a substitution coming on here. And it's Wolves. And it's Lee Chan. Now, I think this is... I wondered about whether they were going to do this, Wolves. He's really quick, and there's been opportunities on the break. And it's Sarabia coming off. Rashford needs to go to the left wing. Take Garnacho off. Put Rashford on the left. Martial up front. I think the way the game's going at the moment, it's like rolling a dice when you know... I actually feel that percentage-wise, there's probably a 60% chance that Wolves win and a 40% chance that we win. We can win it, but we need to get it back into our hands, really. EG says that I have to say this, Mount looks like a Glazer signing and was pushed onto Ten Hag. This has happened with previous managers and it is again. EG, that's not what happened. I mean, we were on the plane to Oslo. Beth and Ryan were on the plane to Oslo, sat with Darren Fletcher, and he was talking about Mason Mount, saying it's the player that Ten Hag wanted. He absolutely loves him. Thinks he's obsessed with him. So whether you like Mount or not, put it on Ten Hag, because he absolutely wanted this player. So that's why I think it will come good. But at the moment, Wan-Bissaka is lively and much improved, says Rory. What about Sancho? You've got options. Eriksen, Sancho, Martial, you've got options. But you know what? Andy says the podcast is awesome. Thanks, Andy. You know what? I look at it and I go, I would not have predicted a United loss here. Never would I have predicted a United loss. From the moment the fixtures came out in June to the first minute of this game today, I never would have predicted a United loss. But at the moment, if you are, you can sort of see what's happening. What would have Wolves done to us if their players weren't raided? Jesus Christ, says Kevin. It remains to be seen if Ten Hag knows a good player, says Enjoy Writing. And as much as we love Ten Hag, he has got it wrong here, says Don. And I can't believe Pellistri was loan and Poch kind of player, says Bloody Sibylla. He's on the bench, Pellistri. Well, we've got 64 minutes. I would like to see some subs. The scenario for me now is just get the 3 points. You know, I think we're going to be talking about, no matter what happens, we're going to be talking about, even if we had a really good last 20 minutes, we're still going to be talking about it wasn't the complete performance. So we look unfit, Mark. We need to bring some energy on. Everything looks so static, says Will. Eric Ten Hag has not improved. United still struggle to Wolves, says Augustus. Maguire's warming up now. I can't see why Maguire would be warming up. Any idea why shares have peaked? Please be assigned, says Wayne. Oh, because someone was gobbing off yesterday about something, weren't they? I don't know whether it's true. It's Mount's first competitive game. You need to give him some time, says Jenna. Well, if Maguire's coming on, he's not being sold, is he? Because if you'd accepted an offer from West Ham and you intended to sell him, you wouldn't bring him on. So I'd be very, very worried if Harry Maguire's coming on. They're running in again here. There's no one on the back post. Well done, Lindelof. Neto was completely unmarked. He can't be happy with this, though, Ten Hag, can he? Let's be honest. I know we're not, but he can't be. Love your content. Mark Glazes out, says Show. Hey, Mark, Casemiro playing well and least Man United are trying, says James. Why is it that our players are on massive wages? Look so rusty. Opposition look way more hungry, says John. And, hey, Mark, not playing well, but still glad the season and watch-alongs are back, says Rich. Bruno with the cross, way over hits, goes for a goal kick as well. We look to the bench again. Is anything going to happen? It's got to be from an attacking sense. It's Sancho and Eriksen. Yeah. Martial's obviously not fully fit. This gave Mount time. Narrative is hilarious, isn't he? Well, he's coming off, Kay. Thanks for the super chat, Kay. And Mount comes off after 67 minutes and I hate to see what the player ratings are going to be for him because I think it has to be a 5, doesn't it? I mean, I'm not that he's been any worse than Bruno, but Sancho and Eriksen, this is the change I was talking about. I wonder if Sancho goes down the middle or whether he's going to put Sancho off the left. See where Sancho goes here. Left wing. Rashford stays central. Well, I spoke about this. Eriksen will play deeper, and it might just allow us to transition a little bit more. I agree with that Eriksen sub. Would you loan out to the Premier League, Eredivisie, or Serie A, says Max? I don't know who we're loaning, so. What about Pellistri on for Anthony? I wouldn't be surprised. I think opening game of the season, you've probably got a good chance of that happening. Got to do something. It's panic times out there. I'm just thinking about my fancy Premier League team. Bloody hell. I need to get rid of some of these United players. Got Bruno and Rashford in my team. I have got an Arna, but... Wan-Bissaka has been everywhere. He's been our best player by far. Sadly, we're running as smooth as sandpaper right now, says Ellie. Lovely ball by Ericsson, but Sar's off the line very, very quickly. Lindelof. Wolves have been so good in the transition. And here they are again. I worry about United. Wolves have been far more adventurous than us. Varane clears it and Onana catches it. I definitely went for a corner. 100% went for a corner. I'm starting to worry a little bit now. We need to win. At the moment, a draw looks the best outcome, and that possession just comes down and down and down. 43%. That was 80% after 20 minutes. It's getting closer and closer to 50-50. Wolves are just coming more and more into the game. There were fans who genuinely thought a goalie would change the midfield, says Matthew. Yeah, well, I said this last season. I haven't got a problem if Ten Hag wants to change the hair, and he's done it, but apparently a goalkeeper is going to change the way we play football. What we can do is transition well. Anthony outside of the foot again. Here we go. Rashford, have a look. Run it. No, that's the wrong ball. Wrong ball. But Casemiro picks it up. Wide to Sancho. Needs some help. Rashford's going to go wide into Anthony. Into Bruno. Wrong pass, Anthony. Wrong pass. And they break away again, and Shaw can't make the tackle because he's on a yellow card, and I think he probably should have tried the tackle because Wolves are on the attack. Again, it's a 1-2, and Shaw does make the tackle. This time Neto straight at the keeper. Bloody hell. Oh, I can't speak. That was close. Chasing Mount for 60 million was ridiculous. We've only helped Chelsea out, says Alben. That was heart in the mouth. If Wolves knew how to score, this would be another Brighton of last year. This feels very much like Brighton last year. We're not ready again. For a start of the season, we're not ready. I like what Eriksen's done, though. He's brought a little bit of control to that midfield that we didn't have. You look how high Casemiro is here. Why is Casemiro so high up? We're getting worse, not better, says Mank in Chicago. Oh, Bruno's hurt himself. Well done, Varane. Tonali and Lavia are on the market, and we bought Mount, says Untasty. He's got to go and get Amrabat. We need Amrabat this week. Bloody hell. It's Sancho. Lamina got caught by Casemiro there. 72 minutes. That's Anthony again. Fucking stupid pass. And they nearly... You know what? If they'd scored from here... Anthony got Martinez booked with a lazy pass, and Wolves nearly scored. I like Anthony, but way off the pace today, and not the only one. So many bad performances from United. I'd be very interested to see what Ten Hag's got to say at the end of this game. You can understand the fans being unhappy because the players just don't look anywhere near the level they should be. And you know what? I predicted this. I said I wouldn't be surprised if we had another couple of games this season where we got absolutely smashed. And you can already see this team is capable of that. Just capable of putting in performances that are baffling. Kuna's got to be man of the match. United have been abysmal. says Sam. Yeah, I've been really impressed with Kuna. I'd give him man of the match as well. Corner to Manchester United here. Missing a striker like Cavani, says the Superfly. Oh, we need Rasmus. Rasmus. Lovely ball into Lindelof. We just need a moment. I know people will moan about it, but I'll take any old win now. Sancho and Eriksen have made a difference. Bruno and Anthony shockingly bad, says Nasha. Casemiro and Varane have really tried, but Wolves have just been more energetic. Don't know what you think, but our midfield is lacking ball carriers. We pass or fail and never carry, says SK. And I think Wolves have done that so well. The carries have been so dangerous. I mean, Man United do lack a player that gets the ball and carries. Nice ball into Wan-Bissaka. Shoot! Goal, Varane! Get in! He gave a team talk at half-time. He was in the huddle, and Varane and Wan-Bissaka combine, the two best players on the pitch for United. It's Raphael Varane, and Manchester United lead 1-0. And how fitting it is that it's those two who combine, because I think they've been United's best two players in a very subpar performance. But it's Varane who scores. Get in. It's Bruno. Look at the ball. Lovely ball by Bruno into Wan-Bissaka. Oh, get in. It's a good goal. It's a good goal in a bad game for United. But it only takes a minute, girl, said Gary Barlow, to fall in love. And it only takes 3 passes for Manchester United to lead here on the opening day at Old Trafford, as Varane heads the ball into the net at the Stretford end. And United lead 1-0. Get in. I'd say, look, what did I say? 3 principles today. First of all, win the game. Second, play, score a few goals. Third, play well. Well, let's do the first thing. Get in. Yeah, look, I almost feel a little bit sorry for Wolves because they played better, but we need the points. We need to win. The lack of creativity is to haunt already. This could be a long season, says Div, and he's made a big change here. Punditry comes on for Anthony, deservedly as well. And Cyber Spider says that, I like Anthony, but get him off. Can't play a simple pass and cause the yellow card or 2. I'd bring on Martial or Punditry. Poor first game. Hi Mark, staying up till 4 now. This was the moment I was waiting for. Come on United, says Ping. Oh my God, the relief, says UK. That said this about 20 minutes ago. It wasn't looking good for United, but we've got to score first. Joffa says Sancho changed the game. Why does Fan FC have to bullshit everybody to get their PR across? Sancho has not changed the game. Eriksen and Sancho have come on and give us a bit of stability, but Sancho had nothing to do with that goal. Like, why do people have to spin PR and why can't you just be happy with the fact that Manchester United scored a goal? I think Eriksen and Sancho have brought some calmness to the attack that Mount and Garnacho just didn't. But I'm just happy I think Varane and Wan-Bissaka have been the best players on the on the pitch. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I'm not sure what Erik ten Hag has been feeding Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's been absolutely turned himself around. Happy for him. He's been bright this game. He's been really, really good. Anthony sat on the steps, not very happy. Mate, you've had 70 minutes. 77 minutes. Anthony does not look good. His passes and crosses are too lazy, says Carson. Well, Ten Hag spoke about him before the game. Will most United games be at 3 p.m. this season, making my Sky and BT useless, says Abir. No, we're not. We're on at 5:30 on Saturday. And then we've got Forest at 3 o'clock, and then we've got Arsenal, which will be on TV as well. Anthony off for Punditry is completely justified. We've got to be careful, though. Wolves will go for it now. Got to get these 3 points. Winning these sort of games is what we made a season out of last year. Keep that clean sheet. Anthony put on the naughty step by Ten Hag, says Joe. Next couple of minutes after you score is always your most vulnerable. Little dink from Wan-Bissaka was lovely, says Karash. Gave team talk at half-time and gets ahead of Rash, says Mank in Chicago. I wonder if the next sub's going to be Harry Maguire. Maybe not. Maybe not, because we're in here. Rashford. It was a lovely ball by Sancho into Bruno. Here's Rashford. Bit greedy. Go to Sancho. Yeah. Offside. How can he be offside? Anthony's decision making is capable of figuring it, do you think? I think the linesman's got that very wrong. I don't think the linesman let that go long enough for me. I don't think he got that wrong. And we were on the attack. I think the linesman's got the rule wrong completely there. Even if he thinks he's offside, he should have waited. I don't know what the linesman's playing out there. I really don't know. The attack wasn't over. He's surely meant to wait. Ooh, shoot wide. 10 minutes to go. Kirash has just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much. Tobias says, time to end these US pre-seasons. I don't know what they're doing, but it's not training. Every year we're shite at the start, says Tobias. Where did Wolves go on pre-season? Because I tell you what, they're sharp. Varane's been brilliant today. The 2v3, where 3 Wolves players were against Shaw and Varane. Brilliant interception, a block. The half-time team huddle. And then the win, and hopefully the winning goal. I think he's been brilliant today, Varane. Absolutely brilliant. And Wan-Bissaka. It'd be tough. If we win 1-0 because of the clean sheet, it'd be hard to pick between those two. An assist and a goal and a clean sheet. And they both played really, really well as well. Sancho and Eriksen have made a difference. Here is Sancho. He's played really well on that left-hand side. Into Rashford. Blocked. Get the ball to Sancho. Rashford's going to be bad for Højlund, says Varun. Get over that. The trouble is, I really want the 90th minute. I want the 3 points now, but there could be a lot of time added on. But you know what Sancho and Eriksen have done? They've transformed the attack by playing the simple pass. Football's so simple sometimes, isn't it? Go back to basics. The shape's been a lot better. Eriksen has just played closer to Casemiro as well. The balance of the team has looked better. They've not broken on us as much. Great save, and Arna bouncing around in the box. Look at Varane. He's loving it. He's loving it. Corner comes in. Well done, Wan-Bissaka. Just get it out. Gio says, honestly, from what I'm seeing, if any team with any attacking intent gets in front, we will concede. No, mate, look, I was going to talk about that in the match reaction. I mean, you play Liverpool or Man City or Arsenal like this, you're probably already 5 or 6 down. And Arna's just saved it with this. I thought that was a foul on Casemiro, ref. He's a dodgy ref, this one, isn't he? Doesn't look fit enough to me. Lovely play by Rashford. Go on, diagonal. Nitro. He's on his own. Needs some help. Mark, even as a winger, Ronaldo will fight for every header. Rashford is bad, just a shot merchant, says King Mo. Here is Sancho. Gets tackled. Bruno. Going to go. Anthony's not a starter, says Peter. He's a sub player to come off the bench. And defence, bailing out a poor offence. Same old story, says Eric. But yeah, no, I would agree with that. I think if we'd played a decent team, you know, a Brighton would be 3-0 up by now. Let's put it that way. And but you can only play what's in front of you. And that's why it's important to get the result, isn't it? You know, and Arna's made some good saves tonight as well, especially in the last 10 minutes. Almost De Gea-esque with his feet. Spurs will be a tough game on Saturday, I think. But let's get this one out of the way. He's got to sort. He can't go to Spurs and play the same starting 11, I don't think, because we'll get run through. I mean, I don't know whether he'll still be at the club, but I'm even thinking whether you play McTominay next to Casemiro, because Spurs will be up for that. Well done, Onana. Quick off his line there. Martial's obviously not fit enough to be involved, is he? Because McTominay's coming on. Prediction of who he's going to take off. Bruno. It's got to be Bruno. He wouldn't take Casemiro off, would he? It's got to be Bruno or Rashford. You can't take Casemiro off. 5 minutes to go. Well, probably more than 5 minutes, isn't it? It's got to be Rashford or Bruno, isn't it? Scooby-Doo. I ain't got a problem with it. We need a bit of defensive cover. I'm so over Rashford, so low output, no chase, no quick movements, just slouting around, says Little Normie. Well, just by process of elimination, he's either got to take Casemiro, Rashford, or Bruno off. It's got to be Rashford, hasn't it? It's got to be Rashford. Number 10, yeah. Yeah. Right choice. You know, people will slag Rashford off, but I don't think he suits number 9. So what have we got? 3 minutes of normal time. He's probably going to add about 6. Sancho's got to start the next game, says Nasha. You've got to be. I think him and Eriksen have got to be right in contention for that Spurs game if we're not going to sign anyone. Nothing to do with the game, but have you seen Fabinho getting gifted a Rolex for him being man of the match? Saudi is different, says Ian. And Varane is the best centre-back in this league. Absolutely world-class week in, week out, and underappreciated, says always keep calm. Well, remember people were talking about Varane being the next target after De Gea, weren't they? Ridiculous. I really think the problem is the tactics, not player selection. Ten Hag really needs to sharpen up his tactics, says Les. Thanks, Les. Wan-Bissaka. I'm just looking at that clock. 88 minutes and 40 seconds. You have 80 seconds to 90 minutes. Well, let's hope Wolves conform to their normal problem of not being able to put the ball in the back of the net, because I almost, I just want to be in that position now where we can sit here and say, you know, that thing you do when you beat somebody and they played well. And you can sort of condescendingly go, oh, Wolves deserved something out of the game, but I'm really glad they didn't. Yeah, I think Wolves have played really well, but I don't want them to bloody get anything. Oh, who's tracking the runner here? Wan-Bissaka's out of position. Don't be that guy. Oh, great block, Luke Shaw. We just snoozed, but went to sleep there. Wan-Bissaka went to sleep. He's probably bloody knackered, to be honest, but he did go to sleep. And you know what? Wolves have had lots of shots in our box that have been blocked or saved. Little Normie, thank you very much. I need to check these stats. I mean, that one's probably not gone in yet, but look at that. 16 shots, 5 on target. What can't speak, can't lie. That don't look good. And they've probably had shits. They've probably had 6 on target now. Bloody hell. 7 on target. 7 minutes added on, sorry. Don't know where he's got 7 minutes from. Certainly not. I don't think there's been any time wasting. Well done, Anana. Well done, Sancho. Casemiro as well. People can jump straight on Anthony again, but Garnacho was a lot worse today. Sancho has to start for me. Rashford left wing, says James. And Shaw has been world class the whole game as well, says Bjorn. Yeah, give a shout out for Lindelof as well. I mean, he's come on at half time. Without looking at the score, with all the shots in the box the Wolves got, I would swear they were winning. Need to be better against Spurs, says Ivan. Oh, somebody just asked about the player ratings. You're very right. It's the first game of the season. I'm not used to doing it. And 1 minute. 7 minutes, haven't we? I will pop the link in the video description for you. Rashford's gone off for McTominay a few minutes ago, as United really just look to see this out in what will, if we get it done, will go down in quite simply as a game that shot wide there, corner. Bit of a smash and grab for United, to be honest. But there's a person on the pitch. Who's this idiot? No, don't cheer him. Don't bloody cheer him. It's not 1985, mate, you bloody twat. McTominay looks like he wants to kill him. Go and slide tackle him. I'll give you a 5-year contract, Scooby-Doo. Bloody people running on the pitch in this day and age. I don't know. Player ratings link is in the description now. Video description. I've just put it in there. Without looking at the thank you for that, Ivan. Could have benefited from Casido, Rice, or Lavia, but we settled for Chelsea reject, and our midfield looks completely imbalanced. Says John. Tactics were boring, honestly predictable. Sancho should start. There we go. Thank you very much to John there. Wolves are knocking on the door. I mean, every part of me thinks if they score, I've already got the words ready. It's only what they deserved, but I just don't want it to happen. Never a penalty. Play on. Get up. They're still flying around in there. It's bloody hell. It's squeaky bum time here. They're still piling on the pressure, Wolves, and he head it over. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. I can't believe this. Checking for a penalty. They're going to give it. They're going to give that. They're going to give a penalty. 100%. I mean, I mean, is it a penalty? I mean, if he heads that, it's a genuine attempt to get the ball. Is he going to VAR? I think it's... It's giving a yellow card to O'Neill. Is he going to VAR? I'm not convinced it's a penalty, because reality is he's trying to make a save. I don't think that is a penalty. I mean, I didn't think it was a penalty on Messi either in the World Cup, but I thought it was going to get given. I'm not going to lie. I did think it was going to get given. What a bloody game. You don't expect this. Wolves at home, opening game of the season, and you're hanging on. Smash and grab. Seven minutes added on. 7 minutes gone. Stop the bias, says Brad. I don't think it was a penalty, because I think he's genuinely going to win the ball and he's jumped up in the air and the player's headed it and he's just caught him afterwards. I mean, I don't know. It's not one of them stonewall penalties that you see every day. I mean, you don't really see penalties given for stuff like that. So I don't think it is a penalty, but I've got to say, great catch by Onana. I've got to say, I think if it had been given, I wouldn't have been surprised. There's a poll for it anyway. I mean, look, the bottom line is, whether it's a penalty or not, I've already tweeted it, so I can't lie. Whether you think it's a penalty or not, you can moan, but what I will say is I absolutely have to concede that Wolves deserve something out of this game. Like, they absolutely do. Like, I can't and will not sit there and be smug about beating Wolves at home when we didn't, probably didn't deserve to. I mean, look, they've had 23 shots to 15. 23 shots to 15. 6 shots on target to 3. I mean, if you want to clip something, clip that. Tell me that's not smash and grab at home on the opening game of the season. I'll take it. We lost to Brighton last season. But Wolves deserve something, and nobody would have expected that. Wolves deserve something tonight. We've been woeful, and there's a lot of work to do. But at least we're doing it with 3 points. Arjun says, and that's the final whistle. It's a big 3 points for Manchester United. Ten Hag will know we got away with it. Arjun says, Wolves are that Linkin Park song. They tried so hard, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. And not a penalty there, both in the air. He can't stop himself mid-air. The lad's like 6'8", says SK. And I'm watching this game and it feels more like our last game of the season, not our first, with a home team, yet playing like the away and defending a 1-0. I'll take that. I'll definitely take that. Varane, but I mean, for me, Varane was world class, and I think you need players like that in a game like that. But we live to fight another day with 3 points in our pocket, and I don't think there'll be a lot of other clubs in the Premier League looking at us. Loads and loads and loads and loads to dissect. Lots to dissect. We're going to go straight to the match reaction. Player ratings, link in the video description. I'll see you in about 60 seconds. 50-50 on the penalty in the poll. Let's get over to the match reaction because there's a lot to talk about, and United were very, very poor today. I'll see you over there in a minute.